he is back. And then the other injury, Roy Igwe, injured his ACL in the offseason. He is out for the year, the freshman from Tokyo, Japan. All right, well, we'll get Hawaii to go tonight. It is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Get up and go. What does Hawaii need to pick up the Outrigger Rainbow Classic Championship, Callum?
Well, we talked about it a lot last night, but I think their inside game is going to be key tonight. They're going against two key players on that Tigers lineup. Elias Ralph, number 2. He leads their team in scoring with 18 points per game, 6 rebounds per game. And number 10, Jazz Gardner, with 9.7 points per game and 7.3 rebounds per game. That's their dynamic duo in the post. And the Bows have Harry Ruliadeff and Tanner Christensen down there. So whether it be scoring, rebounding, we're going to have to look to the post as a big matchup to follow tonight.
Yeah, Gardner, 7 feet, 230 pounds, averages just under 10 a game. He's been, he's a sophomore, so he's young. He's got a lot of growing to do. But whether it's going to be Christensen or even if you see Ruliadeff in that matchup, any kind of mismatch like that could be very interesting to follow as the game goes along. And I think to your other point, Tanner Christensen's got to stay out of foul trouble.
That's for sure. Foul trouble and secure some rebounds because UH didn't out-rebound San Jose State. Pacific did in their victory.
All right, tip-off coming up in just a little bit. We'll get you the starters and more coming up here from Manoa. It is the Outrigger Rainbow Classic Championship, the Pacific Tigers and the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Lineups and tip when we return. This is Rainbow Warrior Countdown on ESPN Honolulu.
At Dow Electric Supply, we're your local-based company with your needs in mind. We see the light in Hawaii, and rest assured, we are with you all the way. Our sales counter and will call are here to serve Hawaii's electricians, developers, utility companies, businesses, and homeowners. The Dial Lighting Gallery showroom is open by appointment only. Go online to www.dialelectricsupply.com. Open weekdays from 7 to 3. At Dial Electric Supply, we see the light.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina Chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned on qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
When you hear Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, you probably think of larger-than-life balloons and show-stopping performers. But this year, for the first time, you should also think of incredible deals because Macy's is counting down to the big day with our first ever parade of deals happening now. We have big savings on gifts, like 25 to 40% off sweaters and fleece. And every day, find new deals online all the way through the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Rado, what you doing?
Just trying to finish this light switch before the UH football game starts.
Can I help you?
Oh, thanks, Now, it should be easy. The guy at the hardware store gave me some instructions. Brother, the blue or the red wire?
Huh? This thing says green one.
What green one?
Oh, buddy, you thought I fuck.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
Napa! Did you know that 1 in 4 vehicles on the road will need a new battery this year? Don't wait till it's too late to do something about it. Test your battery regularly, and if you need a replacement, Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performance batteries for every make and model on the road. So don't wait until your car won't start or you're stranded on the side of the road. Test your battery today or find the replacement you need at Napa locations nationwide, because it's our mission to keep you moving. Napa!
Aloha, this is Daryl Turner, General Manager of Napa, Hawaii. As we celebrate nearly 70 years in the islands, I'd like to say mahalo to our employees, our independent store owners, our business partners, and you, our loyal customers. Over the years, we've grown to 36 stores across Kauai, Oahu, Maui, Molokai, Lanai, Hawaii Island, and American Samoa. We look forward to serving your automotive needs for many more years to come. Mahalo.
Now, University of Hawaii men's basketball on ESPN Honolulu. Driven by BMW of Honolulu. And brought to you by
Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union, Hardware Hawaii, Young Brothers, Dr. J. Maramoto and Orthopedic Associates. HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Napa Auto Parts. Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union. IBEW Local 1186. Hawaii Pacific Health. Kahala. Dial Electric Supply. HGEA. And Young's Fish Market.
All right, starting lineups and tip here in a moment from Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center, Hawaii and Pacific to round out the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. First, we pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu, driven by BMW of Honolulu.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM, part of the IO family of companies.
With former Rainbow Wahine basketball standout Callan Spiller, I'm Josh Pacheco. Derek Lowe will rejoin us in a couple of weeks. Let's build out each team's starting lineup, brought to you by Hardware Hawaii, customer first. The Pacific Tigers out of the West Coast Conference, 3-0 to start the early season. They are wearing white uniforms, orange numbers and letters, the name of the back of the jersey, Pacific across the front, orange and black on the sides of the uniforms. The backcourt, Jefferson Koulibaly, a 6'3", 190-pound junior from LaSalle, Montreal, Canada. He is a transfer from SMU. Lamar Washington at the other guard, a 6'4", 200-pound junior from Portland, Oregon, who set the school record for assists in a game earlier this season. And Elijah Fisher, a 6'6", 220-pound junior guard from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, averaging just over 16 points per game. In the front court, Elias Ralph, also from Canada, Alberta specifically, 6'7", 212 pounds. He is a senior forward and the team's leading scorer. And in the middle, Callan mentioned him earlier, Jazz Gardner, 7 feet tall, 230 pounds. He is a sophomore center from Pasadena, California. This is a program last year that really did struggle trying to turn things around. They've turned to Dave Smart, a former assistant at Texas Tech. Now his first year as a head coach in the American collegiate system. He won 591 games in Canada over 18 years. Smart, in his collegiate head coaching debut, is 3-0. Hawaii wearing green tonight. Hawaii across the front, numbers and letters in white, the top of trimming in white on the sides of the Adidas jerseys. It's the same starting five as Hawaii has had the previous couple of games. Tom Beattie, one guard, a 6'5", 195-pound sophomore guard from Auckland, New Zealand, along with Cody Williams, who has knocked down 6 threes here in the first 2 games this year. Williams, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds from Minnetonka, Minnesota. Up front, Harry Ruliadev, 6'9", 230 pounds, a junior forward from Brisbane, Australia. And sophomore Kira Jacobs, 6'10", 220 pounds, the sophomore from Yokohama, Japan. Rounding out the five, I guess we're going to go with the Washington Post. Tanner Christensen, the grad transfer from Spokane Valley, Washington, the center at 6'10", 265 pounds, coming off of a 20-point, 8-rebound effort against San Jose State. Eran Ganot, 158 and 102 in 10 years at the University of Hawaii. Hawaii trying to look to win its 16th Outrigger Rainbow Classic. Believe it or not, Hawaii has not won one since 2017. That event had Troy, North Dakota, and Arkansas Pine Bluff. So it's been a little while. Pacific has been here 3 different times, but never won it. They are 5-6 in their now 4 different appearances at the Rainbow Classic. A win tonight would even that record up.
And it's going to be a great evening tonight. Both teams showed great performances in their past 2 games leading up to this championship game. This tournament didn't happen last year. I'm sure it would be exciting for the Bows squad and Bows fans if they were able to bring home this Rainbow Classic victory today.
Yeah, one of the longest running tournaments in the country. Eran Ganot told us earlier this week how it was very important. Before the season starts, he brings the team together. They talk about the history of the program, the legacy of the program. And before this event started at one of the shoot-arounds, he spent a couple minutes talking about the legacy of this event and what it means. And he hopes that this team has taken that to heart to etch their own kind of footprint in Hawaii's legacy in the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. Tonight's opening tip brought to you by HGEA, the Hawaii Government Employees Association. Jazz Gardner, 7 feet tall. Tanner Christensen, 6 feet 10. As they get ready to tip it up, the Bows will go from right to left as we see it. Pacific from left to right. It's the Tigers who win the toss as the ball is tipped to the far side of the floor and Elias Ralph picks it up. Ralph dribble handoff left. Koulibaly goes across the floor near side Fisher. Fisher penetrates inside the lane left. Jacobs bounce pass in the lane. Jostle free and taken by Tanner Christensen. An early turnover from Pacific. Beatty will run the point on the first possession here for Hawaii, standing right at the edge of the H logo. Gets to the right wing. Overhead pass up top. Ruliev around left wing to Williams. Williams looking inside. Lots of contact there. Trying to get it to Christensen. Now they do. He backs down Gardner. Uses the dribble. Nearly stumbles. Keeps the dribble. Throws it out. Jacobs. Overhead pass right wing. Ruliev drives. Floating to at the baseline. Misses. We get a loose ball foul. Christensen was being held right at the baseline by Lamar Washington. And that's the first foul. And you can see early on, Pacific is paying a lot of attention to Tanner Christensen.
They are. On that post catch, they sent another defender in Ralph to double team him.
Beatty to inbound, finds Cody Williams at the baseline near side. Out for Harry Ruliev, and now slot right Jacobs. Right wing Beatty, chest pass up top to Ruliev, and now to the left angle Williams. He'll drive right to the painted area. He's cut off. Skip pass left wing. Ruliev 3, barely grazes the rim. Rebound picked up by Washington. Pacific looking to push Washington right of the lane. Gets through 2 defenders, slices it off the glass and scores. Pacific on the board first, 2-0.
Pacific's going to look to run just as the Bows saw last night with the Spartans. They're going to have to work together to stop them.
18:50 left in the first half. Beatty, high right, off the Christensen screen. Leans with the dribble left, stops at the low block. Goes up for 2, hard off the glass, too strong. Christensen offensive rebound, put back, was partially blocked. I think they're going to call held ball here, and they will. Christensen and Gardner both had possession at the same time as they were coming down. Possession arrow will keep it with Hawaii. 18 on the shot clock, 18:40 on the game clock. Beatty to bring it in, baseline left near side, floats it in, Christensen at the wing, hands it to Beatty coming to the ball. Leads it off the dribble on Gardner and immediately draws the whistle on the 7-foot sophomore.
And again, we said we were going to have eyes on the paint here tonight. Gardner jumped out to try and trap Beatty off of that screen. Gardner with an early foul just over a minute into this game. He's going to have to watch that physicality.
Watching Tom Beatty kind of grabbing his left side after that contact. Here's Jacobs, just above the wing right off the dribble. Top Christensen looking to the near side. Stops the bounce. Back straight away Ruliev. Can't get the dribble handoff to Williams. Now skip it back up top Christensen. 6 to shoot. Hand off to Jacobs. Bounce pass left Christensen. And we'll get a foul. Looks like it's going to be a moving screen on Christensen and a Hawaii turnover.
Yeah, Christensen was looking to get that dribble handoff and just grazed that defender. A little bit more than grazed, I suppose, and made contact with Fisher to ultimately get that foul called. Unfortunate, as not an intended moving screen.
Tigers leading 2-0, 18-10 to play in the opening 20. Ralph dribble handoff Fisher, now between the circles. Washington penetrates right lane. What a bounce pass inside for Ralph, flashing at the baseline, and he's able to dunk it home. 4-0 Pacific.
We've seen the Tigers looking for some backdoor passes. They're really intuitive with finding each other on those cuts.
Lamar Washington's an incredible passer. He averages 11 dimes a game. 4-0 Pacific, 17:50 in the half. Beatty, skip pass right wing over the head of Ruliev and out of bounds. A Hawaii turnover, its second already here in the half.
And I just have to call attention to, this is the Bows' third game in just 4 days. They are probably a little winded. They're going to need some time to settle in and get ready for this game tonight.
4-0 Pacific, 17:40 left in the first half. Up top is Fisher, drives left to the painted area, turns around over Christensen. His 2 off the back iron, misses. Offensive rebound, though, for Ralph. Backing down Ruliev. Ralph turns, leads, goes back baseline. That's too strong, but there's a whistle and contact to the face by who? This might be on Hawaii, and it's on Ruliev who picks up the foul. And it's going to be in the act of shooting, so Ralph will head to the free throw line. That was whistled well after the shot. But Elias Ralph, who's in Canada the last 3 years, will head to the free throw line. One of the Canadian imports, if you will, for head coach Dave Smart. First free throw from Ralph is good. It's 5-0.
And it's a physical game already. We saw that late whistle on Ruliedeff. We've seen the post battling it out. Even the guards, I think there's a lot of contact in terms of making it tricky for guards to make decisions and get open passes. So the Bows are going to have to create some space in a variety of areas and be outlets for each other so they can secure the ball a little easily.
Second free throw for Ralph is good. And I think you can see that in the subs that Hawaii just made. Gatus Namiksha and Marcus Green in for Akira Jacobs and Harry Ruliedeff. 17-20 first half, 6-0 Pacific. Williams off the Christensen screen, bounce pass to him. He'll spin inside the lane, goes up, blocked off the side by Ralph, but they will say there is a foul, not on Ralph, but on Jazz Gardner with the body contact on the side. And that's 2 fouls on Gardner here with just over 2 and change gone by.
And Gardner shakes his head, looks at the ground a little bit. That is unfortunate news if you're a Pacific Tigers fan, as their third leading scorer, top leading rebounder, goes to the bench likely with 2 fouls.
Hawaii's first point of the game is a Tanner Christensen free throw. It's 6-1. Burke Smith into the game for Gardner. Smith, the lone returning player from last year's Pacific team. They brought in 14 newcomers as Christensen hit the second. 6-2 Pacific, 17-12 in the first half. 14 newcomers, only 9 teams in the nation have had to deal with that. Washington, pass across the floor, left side, an open 3 away, and good for Jefferson Coulibaly. It's 9-2. 16:55 here in the half. A start for the Tigers here. Started first 6 in a row. Extended the lead. Williams off the Christensen screen straight away. Drives left the lane. Kicks right corner. Namiksha triple try. Off the short rim. Rebound tap free to Ralph. Going to push ahead. Washington up the floor left for Fisher. In the lane. Leans over Green. Misses off the back iron. Taking it the baseline. Green the rebound. And he wants to push it ahead left of the floor. Green one-on-one with Fisher. Looks to take him on the bounce right of the lane. Slings it near side to Namiksha just above the wing to Beatty. Beatty one-hands it high right to Cody Williams. And he'll reset. Shot clock to 14. Trying to move Namiksha over, maybe to set a screen. Now goes away from it as he slips it. Williams drives, slings underneath. Christensen, the 2-hand jam underneath. Tanner Christensen is all 4 of Hawaii's points. 9-4 Tigers, 16:05 in the half.
That pass from Williams was so slick, it even caught Christensen off guard.
Washington stops the bounce. Up top, Elijah Fisher. He'll take a 3 over Williams. Misses off the left side of the iron. Namiksha the rebound. Once again, Green pushing the pace. Stops top of the arc. He'll move into a 3. Misses off the front iron. Rebound for Elias Ralph. Ralph wants to run. He's got the white hand over the flowing brownish blonde locks. Now he'll spin on Namiksha. Stops at the low block. Looks to bring it out. And does. Floats it out to Washington. He almost traveled. Washington the lane. Stops. But the pivot foot did move and jostle a little bit on the floor. A traveling violation will turn it over. It will be Hawaii ball on the other side of this message. 15:29 left in the half. Pacific 9, Hawaii 4. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu, driven by BMW of Honolulu.
Pacific 9, Hawaii 4, 15:29 to play here in half number 1. Callan Spiller very early on. It's Pacific that seems like they know the tempo that they kind of want to run. They want to be a little quicker, move the ball a little bit easier, and so far you've seen that kind of work.
We have. I think this game, it was going to be really important going into it. Who set the tone early? Like you said, it seems like Pacific is out there, honestly, with a little bit more energy, a little bit more confidence. They seem to be playing a little harder than the Bows right now. I'm sure the coaches are in this timeout huddle working on fixing that. But they've been getting some good looks, looking for each other through those backdoor passes, getting open looks at the rim after some fast breaks. The Bows just haven't been able to connect on some of their shots, going just 1 for 6 from the floor. They're going to hope that the ball goes in a little bit more, and they could remedy that with a few closer in, higher percentage shots.
Pacific started with a 6-0 lead. Of course, Christensen had the free throw. He had the dunk, the 2 free throws and the dunk, responsible for all 4 of Hawaii's points. Hawaii 5 on the floor. Kira Jacobs is back in, along with Christensen, Green, Williams, and Namiksha. That sub, by the way, with Jacobs coming in, brought to you by Dial Electric Supply. They see the light entering in here for Tom Beatty. Cody Williams at the top, stops his dribble at the angle, finds Namiksha top again. He'll dribble to the far side and find Christensen, squaring on his man. Christensen will take it baseline, backs down and turns and draws the bump. That's going to be on Burke Smith. His first foul, the 6'11 redshirt senior from Glen Allen, Virginia, tasked with trying to handle that big tree that is Christensen.
Definitely, and just thinking about it, credit to him for sticking with the Pacific Tigers program with coaching hall change, 14 new players, very impressive.
Inbound into Christensen, angle right, Namiksha, cross left elbow, Jacobs, nice find inside Christensen. Guess what? Another two-hand jam from Christensen. It's Pacific 9, Tanner Christensen 6, 5 minutes gone by. Near side of Washington up top to Ralph. Dribble handoff for Krivopkovic, who's in for Pacific. He drives left the lane, leans, left-hand floater, short, tip back, rolling around and in. That's good for Burke Smith, his first points. And the Tigers are up 11-6. 14:37 left in the turning first half clock. Namiksha, dribble weave right, Green up top to Cody Williams. Now Christensen, right foot on that three-point line straight away. Fakes the dribble handoff, now stops the bounce. Green comes to the ball straight on. Off the Christensen screen, gives it to Namiksha. Around right, Jacobs. Quick trigger right wing 3. That's good. Needed that because he was over from distance last night. 11-9 Pacific, 14-13 left in the half.
That could shift the energy of this game for Jacobs to see that ball go through the net. He needed that one.
That 3 brought to you by Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Life matters. Washington between the big rings, looking for something to happen from his offense. Throws it behind his man Smith. It's tracked down near midcourt by Krivopkovic. He goes baseline. He's cut off, finds Williams. Williams gets in the lane, loses it, taps it back to the near side. Fisher, shot goes up, no good. Ball tip free. Oranganat, and I think had a point. That should have been a shot clock violation. It wasn't called. Hawaii ends up getting the possession anyway. Jacobs near side wing, Green lobs it for Christensen. He's got it. Guess what? Puts it off the glass and scores. All Tanner Christensen all the time. We're even at 11, 13:25 left in the first half.
Great court vision from Green to lead Tanner Christensen for that easy bucket.
Washington goes off the screen from Smith. One hands it near side. A drive from Ralph. Stops at the low box. Bounce pass inside. Poked away by Green. Namiksha runs up with it. He gets in the lane. Goes up left-handed lane. It's good. Hawaii's in its last 4 shots and has its first lead. 13-11 Bows. 7 minutes elapsed.
The tides have turned for the Bows since putting in Gitas Namiksha and Green. They've both made a big impact so far.
Washington goes high off the screen right from Ralph, who gets it back to Krivopkovic, and now back up top to Washington. Washington right of the lane, leans on Williams, who cuts him off at the block. Trying to get it out to Fisher near side, and Jacobs got a right hand on it and sent it back out toward his bench. It will go back to Pacific, shot clock at 9.
This would be a big stop for the Bows if they're able to let the clock wind down, continue the momentum in their direction, take it back the other way. But if they could get a defensive stop here, a lot of energy going for the Bows.
Washington to inbound near side into Seth Jones, who just checked in. Back to Washington. Timer at 5. Off the screen from Smith. Step back 3 straight away for Washington. Off the back iron. Rebound. Namiksha's got it. Great box out on Ralph. Gets the outlet to the near side and Cody Williams. Hawaii is on a 7-0 run. Namiksha 3. Bang! Off the right slot. Hawaii extends its advantage at 16-11. And the Tigers will call for time with 12:22 left in the half. Hawaii 16, Pacific 11. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Everyone knows Young's Fish Market for their Hawaiian food specialties and home of the Wow Lao Lao. But did you know they can cater your next baby luau, wedding, or corporate outing? Kalua pig, squid luau, chicken long rice, shoyu poke, lomi salmon, and choice of lao lao. Check out youngsfishmarket.com and order their various courses. Delivery and serving equipment rental available. Young's Fish Market in Kalihi at City Square.
Hi, this is Tim Palms, General Manager of BMW of Honolulu. We're excited to be courtside with the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors this season. Like the Bows, BMW delivers unmatched performance and precision. Experience the ultimate drive at BMW of Honolulu. Now's your chance to get a slam dunk lease offer on the all-electric 2024 BMW iX for only $699 a month. BMW of Honolulu is a proud sponsor of Rainbow Warrior basketball on ESPN Honolulu. Visit us today at bmwhawaii.com. Go Bows.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
It was a slow start for Hawaii, but Tanner Christensen started it off. Hawaii's defense has carried them forward. Gitas Namiksha hits a big three. That leads to the timeout. A 10-0 Hawaii run over the last 119 seconds. And the Bows have a 16-11 lead, 12:22 left in the half, Callan.
Pretty impressive. Tanner Christensen kept the team in this game when Pacific jumped out and made their statement early. But it was Marcus Green and Gitas Namiksha going in that game, making a difference. Gitas both on the defensive end, finishing that lefty layup at the basket after a fast break. And then, of course, hitting the gimme 1-2 step three-pointer from just above the arc. Really impressive for kind of the energy jump they were able to give this team when it looked like they were struggling. Really impressive subs from the coaches, and credit to those two players for being ready off the bench.
You know, one of the numbers I like, 6 made shots, 5 assists on those 6 made shots. That's good movement early.
Mm-hmm. And 5 assists to just 2 turnovers for the Bows. They're doing a pretty good job taking care of the ball and not rushing their passes.
Christensen getting rest. Jerome Palm is in the game for him, joining Jacobs, Namiksha, Williams, and Green. Left wing Washington gives it to Jones, now up top. Jones guarded by Green. Gets it back to Lamar Washington. Dribbles inside the arc, back to Jones, slot right. Crossover dribble to the near wing. Provocapic steps back against Jacobs, 8 to shoot. Gave up the bounce. Back between the circles, Jones. Jones drives left of the painted area. Pull back 14-footer off the left rim. Palm fighting for the rebound. He got hit in the paint. And a foul going to go on Pacific, likely on Seth Jones. And it is his first.
Every rebound is significant in this game. Just at the timeout, the Bows were leading 6-5 in the rebounding category, but Pacific's making it difficult. They are swarming to the rebounder with the ball. Great job for the Bows to secure that one.
Already the 5th team foul on the Tigers. Williams off the Palm pick. Left corner, Namiksha. Quick trigger, 3, short. Rebound, Palm hit from behind. That should be, and it is, on Burke Smith, and that's number 2 on him. Smith was way out of position and kind of got Palm right around the right shoulder. An easy call for the official.
And Jerome Palm had a couple defenders around him. He was able to secure that rebound offensively, and, you know, after the whistle, ended up finishing that layup with the lefty hand, but they'll get the foul call and take it underneath.
Tom Beatty re-enters for Cody Williams. Koulibaly's back in for Pacific. Inbound to Palm, hands it back to Beatty, the inbounder. Dribbles right of the painted area, skip pass left wing to Namiksha, extra pass up top, Jacobs, now to the post left, Palm. Back to the basket, turning right, spins left, up for a turnaround 2, and Palm made that look easy. All net for his first points. The run extends. It's now 18-11 Hawaii, 11-19 remaining in the first half. It's a 12-0 Rainbow Warrior run. Washington dribbling right, good help from Namiksha. Beatty stays with him. High left side, Elias Ralph. Dribble handoff to Jones, back between the rings, Washington. Dribbles inside the arc right, leaning on Palm. Poked away from Beatty from behind the steal. Hawaii had numbers for the moment. They don't use it, though. Jacobs, triple try left side. That's off the right rim. Rebound, foul Namiksha as he went over the back on his defender on the other end. And it will go back to the Tigers.
Shaking his head, he kind of jumped and just extended his arm a little too close to the player and definitely made it visually an over-the-back call as he shakes his head walking down the court.
You kind of wonder on that Jacobs 3 if there was just one more pass. Because Hawaii didn't have the numbers at that point. They were a little too hesitant to bring it up the floor. Elijah Fisher with the ball, spinning at the free throw line, leaning left of the lane, stops, turning on Jacobs, finds Ralph, mid-range 2 in the paint, good. That will snap the 12-0 run. Ralph now with 6 points. It's 18-13 Hawaii. Beatty pushing it right across the timeline with 10:31 remaining in the first half. Beatty right side. Finds Palm straight away and around the perimeter left to Jacobs. Jacobs chest pass to Namikshire right of center to Beatty right wing. Drives in the lane. Draws contact and a foul. That might have been Ralph flying in or not. Let's see. It's going to be Lamar Washington. That's a big one, his second. As he had contact in the lane, Hawaii now in the bonus as Beatty will shoot 2 free throws.
And this break, for a moment, much needed for the Bows, as Pacific on the offensive end runs a lot of stagger screens, backdoor cuts. They're a difficult team to guard. The Bows have to constantly have their head on a swivel, and you can tell the defensive task is taking a little bit of a toll, but they're going to take a breath during these free throws.
First free throw barely grazed the front rim. One more for Beatty. That a lot better. It's good. He's on the board, and it's Hawaii 19, Pacific 13. 10-17 remaining in the first half. Fisher goes forward left, dribble handoff for Seth Jones, who keeps the dribble top of the arc. Around left for Fisher, weaving in the lane, spinning, turning, drawing a whistle, and a foul going against Akira Jacobs. Now you're trying to see some of that movement from Pacific that's a little away from an offensive design, individual effort trying to make plays.
They probably know they're down right now, trying to get some points on the board, doing anything they can.
Jones inbound right baseline for Burke Smith and out high right for Ralph. Elias Ralph back to the near wing. Elijah Fisher gets in the lane, driving on Jacobs, goes with a lot of contact and is able to score. Fisher's first points, it's 19-15. Jacobs got away with what could have been his second foul. On the other end, Namikshire to Jacobs above the left wing, quickly up top Green, floats it elbow right to Palm. Palm squaring on Smith, back to the right wing, Green penetrates baseline and draws a bump right around the waist by Koulibaly. That's his first personal, and Green will shoot one in the bonus.
The Pacific bench looking confused by these whistles, as Pacific has been called for 8 fouls in just over 10 minutes of this game. Refs are a little whistle happy today, but I will say Pacific is being aggressive. They're not making it easy on the Bows. The Bows are doing a good job of making those fouls clear and drawing those calls.
Front end of the 1-and-1. Green knocks it down. His first point. It's 20-15. We saw Tanner Christensen re-enter. So did Harry Rulideff on the floor with Green, Beatty, and Jacobs. Second one for Green. All net. 21-15 Hawaii. The Bows are 5 of 6 from the free throw line here early on. Elijah Fisher quickly ahead. Dribble handoff left. Seth Jones will one-hand it to Smith, who gives it back to Jones. Looks left, goes above the wing, finds Fisher, penetrates to the free throw line. Jones right of center. His three, no good. Rebound tapped by Christensen into the arms of Rulideff. And Eran Ganot waves the arms and says, go. Green inside the wing left. Crossover dribble, baseline drive. Skip pass right, out of the reach of Jacobs and out of bounds.
And it's some of those plays, they've had a couple that have flown over their teammates' heads in terms of passing on the offensive. The Bows are going to need to slow it down, take a little bit more time. Their turnover numbers aren't bad. They could clean it up a little more.
21-15 Hawaii, 9 minutes left first half. Burke Smith to the near side. Seth Jones guarded by Green. Now angle left to Fisher. Dribbles in the lane, hesitates, goes up for 2, misses. Tip back, no. Third chance, no. Fourth chance, Fisher, no. But he is fouled. Burke Smith had 2 tip-up attempts, couldn't hit either of them. Foul's going to go on Rulideff. That's number 2 on him. And Elijah Fisher will head to the line. Fisher, a junior from Canada. His freshman season at Texas Tech. Last season was at DePaul. Averaged 10.2 points per game. First one for Fisher here away. Right-handed shooter. That one's good.
We've seen a variety of transfers from different levels of the game. You know, we see him from DePaul. We see UH's transfers. It's really interesting to see these shifting rosters, especially in the shifting landscape of NCAA basketball.
Namikshire back in the game for Rulideff. Already body to body with Smith or with Ralph left to the lane. Second free throw is good. That'll be fun to watch if that keeps going. 21-17 Hawaii, 8:45. Here in the first half. Beatty almost had it poked. Ooh, they're going to call a traveling violation on Beatty. Koulibaly had his hand in the cookie jar, and Beatty trying to get possession back, shuffled his feet.
That one's a tough one. Beatty's like, what else could I do? His hands are on the ball. He was just trying to secure it, and he did have those extra steps. So Kind of a unique call.
Well, I was trying to get a sub, but it was too late. They wanted to get Cody Williams in there. Bench was yelling sub, and the officials didn't give it to him. Top of the arc, Fisher against Jacobs. Drives left of the painted area, leans in, goes up, and before the shot, there is a foul, and that's going to be Jacobs' second. It's before the shot as help came, but Jacobs having a little trouble on the dribble penetration, trying to stay in front of his defender. He's going to have to come out of the game.
And we talked about it last night with some of that foul trouble. Both teams faced it in the game last night. Tonight, both teams are facing it again. This is going to be an interesting challenge for both teams to dig maybe a little deeper into their bench and have some players step up if others are in foul trouble.
Sixth team foul. Bounce pass inside Smith. His hook shot 2, no good. Rebound Green. By the way, Jacobs did come out. Williams in for a beating. Shot fake. Penetrates in the lane. Lots of contact. Still able to force it up off the glass and put it in. Beatty's first field goal. It's 23-17 Hawaii. 8:13 remaining in the first 20. Coulibaly running point. Bounce pass above the free throw side left. Ralph spins on Rulidev. Check that. Namicha turns around. Shot no good. We'll get a foul here on the loose ball. That's going to go on Burke Smith. And that's going to be a foul on him. That is 3 on Burke Smith. Timeout here. We got 8 minutes to go in the first half. Hawaii leading Pacific 23-17. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
4 3/4, 4 3/4, 4 3/4.
What is 4 3/4?
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union's 5-month certificate is 4.75 APY for 9 months. I don't want to miss out, so I'm burning it into my brain.
I got to remember that too. 4 3/4, 4 3/4.
Check out hificu.com today. Membership open to Oahu and Maui residents. Federally insured by NCUA. APY equals annual percentage yield. Rate subject to change without notice. $2,000 minimum to open. Money used to fund certificate must come from an external source. Penalty for early withdrawal. Fee could reduce earnings. Other rates available. Call for details.
Gather around, ladies, and join us Sunday, January 26th at Kapiolani Park for the Hawaii Pacific Health Women's 10K and 5K Fun Run. Embrace a healthier lifestyle and enjoy a fun-filled day. Women of all ages and fitness levels are welcome to participate by running, walking, or jogging the course. And if you can't be there in person, virtual race options are available. Register today at hph.womens10k.org.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu. Driven by BMW of Honolulu.
Hawaii with a 23-17 lead on Pacific. 8 minutes remaining in the first half. I think we just got a Todd Gurley sighting. The former NFL running back was at the Hawaii football game against UNLV on Saturday. He must live around here or something.
Right.
He's been around the last couple of years. Just saw him walk by the television guys a short time ago. Hawaii's up 23-17. Cal, this has not been made easy for this Hawaii team, but how are they holding on to this advantage?
Certainly hasn't. I have to point to those rebounding numbers. They are leading in rebounds 10-7, which some may say it's only 3 rebounds. The Bows have been battling for it. Not only on some of those rebounds have they secured them, they've drawn some Pacific fouls, which are big. I definitely say the foul trouble for the Tigers is something to look at. They have 9 fouls on them. The Bows just have 6. Pretty whistle-happy game so far. Both teams are going to have to face that. But the Bows have done a great job of battling through some defensive pressure, defensive stints, and securing those boards.
And the fouls on Pacific's end a little more impactful. Tanner Christensen shooting the front end of the 1-and-1, misses it short. Rebound corralled by Elias Ralph. We'll share that foul situation here in a moment. Fisher, right side, spins at the low block, turns, leaner in the paint, short. Beatty comes up with the rebound. Kind of forced effort there from the junior Fisher. And Williams will jog it forward, attacking the goal to our left. Picked up by Coulibaly. Goes off of Christensen's screen left. Stops inside the arc. Up top, Namicha floats it in the paint. Christensen backing down around Gardner. Turns baseline, gets it poked out. Will stay with Hawaii, 14 to shoot. The foul situation. 3 fouls on Burke Smith, the reserve center. 2 fouls on the starting center, Jazz Gardner. And 2 fouls on Pacific's best passer, Lamar Washington. Cody Williams looking to inbound, floats it in, finds Beatty. Across the floor right, Namicha to the far wing, Williams. We'll sling it around back to Beatty. Williams wants it again, has it. 6 on the timer. Williams drives with 5, in the lane, stops, turns, feigns for 10 feet, off the left rim. Rebound, Namicha trying to rip it away. Held ball, Namicha and Ralph, and the possession arrow gives it to Pacific.
I was going to say Ralph as a player reminds me of what Namiksha did a few nights ago. Ralph is more impactful in the scoring column, but he is in every single rebounding battle. He's in the scrappy moments. He's someone we'll have to watch.
Ralph is Pacific's leading scorer, averaging 18 a game. Koulibaly goes angle left. Ralph into the far wing for Seth Jones. Looking inside the low block. We get a foul as the pass came in. They were looking for Fisher, and I think it was Beatty who got him on the backside. Tom Beatty picks up his first foul, and that will put Pacific in the single bonus as Fisher will shoot 1-1.
And Tom Beatty's had a pretty quiet night tonight with just 3 points, but he's been out there for a significant amount of this game, playing just 9 minutes, so I guess a little bit of a game, but he's been out there making a difference with his leadership and vocal communication with his teammates.
Fisher misses the free throw. Rebound to Namiksha. Hawaii ahead 23-17. 7 minutes left in the first half. Green above the right wing. Staying right near the sideline. Up top, Williams. Christensen sets the screen for him. Williams drives and kicks. Beatty left corner three. That's off the short rim. Christensen offensive rebound. Out to Williams. Up top, Green. Hesitates. Brings the dribble back out. Goes to Beatty. Angle left. And just below the wing, Namiksha. Into the post. Christensen. Turning his body left. Draws a double team. Slings it out. Green. Triple try away. That's off the back rim. But a loose ball foul is going to go against the Tigers underneath, which will send Hawaii to the free throw line. That's going to be Seth Jones who picks up his second.
More foul trouble for the Tigers. They are playing a consistently aggressive game. The Tigers seem to be talking to the refs about what they need to do to change some of these calls. But at the same time, credit to the Bows. Christensen got that double team once again in the post, and it was Marcus Green who was able to shift to that open window. Christensen found him for the shot, led to this foul call.
Namiksha knocks down the first free throw. 6 points for Giedis. Tanner Christensen's going to come out. Jerome Palm will re-enter. Hawaii's leading scorer is Christensen, 8 points through 13 minutes plus. Namiksha knocks down the second free throw, bouncing it off the front rim. It's 25-17. We'll see a few subs here for Pacific. For the first time, Solomon Ominu, a 6'8 freshman forward from Kaduna, Nigeria. And Pitar Krivokapic, a senior guard from Budva, Montenegro, re-enters. Koulibaly drives, tough floating two off of the body of Palm, and he knocks it down. 25-19 Hawaii. Green quickly ahead. Up top, Namiksha. Around the perimeter, left Beatty and into the post, Palm. Ominu on his back. Skip pass right. Green for three at the angle. That's around and out. Rebound flying in is Fisher. He's able to grab it. And we'll get the outlet right. Koulibaly, skip pass left. Krivokapic for three. That's short. Rebound knocked free. That might have been last touched by Palm, and it was. It will stay Tigers basketball. 6 minutes and a half. 20 on the timer.
On both sides, we've seen it with the Bows free throws. We've seen the ball go just off the front rim. We've seen some shots from both teams from three go off the front rim. That's just the result of their legs being a little tired from these games.
Koulibaly looking to inbound, and Beatty's going to be called for a foul as the man he was defending was cutting along the right side of the paint. He had his body on his hip, and Beatty's going to pick up foul number 2.
And that's a quick 2 fouls for Beatty right then. He's been intensely defending the Pacific guards, but that one just couldn't get away with a little bit too much of the aggression.
Fisher shooting 1-1. Front end away, that's good. It's 25-20. And we'll see Aaron Hunkin-Clater for the first time replacing Tom Beatty. On that one where he got the foul, he was trying to attach to the man, which a lot of times they teach on the inbound so you don't let him get loose. He was literally attached to his hip, and the official said you're too attached.
Yeah, too attached and a little too slow. If you get ahead of it and are able to cut him off, a little bit better. But if you're a step behind, they're definitely going to call it.
Fisher knocks down both free throws. He is 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He has 6 points. Hawaii's lead 25-21. 5:56 left in the half. Williams across midcourt. Koulibaly guarding him between the big rings. They'll look left for Hunkin-Clater. Can't find him. Williams gave up his dribble. Now Hunkin-Clater comes to the ball, high left side. Pass for Namiksha. Poke free near half court. Hunkin-Clater gets it back. Got away potentially with crossing the midcourt line. Green with 5. Green right of the paint. Turns. Fades. Step back 2 off the left rim. No. Rebound Ominu. A tough possession there for Hawaii. Koulibaly up ahead left into the corner. Krivokapic fakes the 3, drives, reverse 2 is blocked by Palm. Ominu put back is good, and there's a foul. A bad possession turning into a basket and a harm. Foul on Palm, and Aminu will try to get Pacific within one.
I got to say, Kravakovic on that drive found that open Aminu underneath. Very impressive passing from the Tigers here tonight. I feel like they're constantly looking around the court, finding their teammates and opening up different gaps for each other. That's something the Bows haven't seen, this level of cohesiveness on their opponent's side of the floor.
Aminu misses the free throw. Rebound for Jerome Palm. Hawaii 25, Pacific 23, 5:14 left in the first half. Namiksha, Green above the wing, one-handed up top to Palm. Starts his dribble right, gives it to Hunkin Clater. Inside the arc, stops the bounce, turns, looks, finds Namiksha, angle left to the wing. Williams penetrates, drives. His shot is rejected away by Aminu. Swatted it toward the back end of the Pacific bench. It will stay Hawaii basketball, 11 to shoot, 4:59 of the game clock.
Almost looked like a UH volleyball game there with how far that ball flew off the court.
Yeah, about another month and 3/4 for that. Inbound floated into Cody Williams. Koulibaly's on him. Goes over the Palm pick. Williams near side. Namiksha fakes the three. Drives in the lane. Right hand lane two is good. Just kind of scooped it over the front of the rim. Namiksha's been a big spark. He's got 9 points. Hawaii leads 27-23. 4:40 left in the first half. Koulibaly crossover dribble. Moves it out left. Here's Elias Ralph thinking about the three. So he'll move guys around and float it into the post, and Fisher backing down. Williams turns, leans, goes up for two, misses, but Williams got him on the arm and picks up his first foul.
Fisher took a look at that matchup against the little bit shorter Williams and decided to go for it himself. Ultimately, the right call is Williams kind of had to foul him in order to prevent an easy bucket there.
It seems like right now Pacific has kind of turned its intention to being more physical and the more attacking team, and they're getting more free throw opportunities because of it.
And it would definitely be credit to the Bows defense. They shifted to that more physical attack of the basket from running their stuff. I felt like the Bows were doing a great job of denying those looks, playing great defense, and now they're turning to one-on-one power just to get some open looks at the rim, which has worked the last few possessions.
Fisher knocked down the first free throw, scored 21 yesterday against Life Pacific in their 94-41 victory, which, by the way, largest margin of victory in program history, 53 points. They had one larger, but it was vacated by the NCAA. Second free throw is good. 27-25 Hawaii, 4:27 to play in the first half. Rainbow Warriors need to get things rolling. They've hit one of their last 7 shots. Green above the near wing. Finds Williams. High slot left. Uses a second Palm screen. Stops the dribble. His pass knocked free. It's taken away by Aminu. Up ahead left side. Here's Fisher. In the lane. Contact. Blocking foul on Williams, who was trying to stand in and take the charge, but everybody was out of position. Williams called for his second personal, and free throws coming for Pacific.
And that was something we talked about earlier this weekend with that block charge. We're watching the replay up on the big screen right now, and it looked like Cody Williams was, in my opinion, moving a little bit. The crowd doesn't like that, but it looked like his feet were shuffling a little too late.
Yep.
Obviously, the crowd's not going to love that, but Cody Williams even
don't tell them what they don't want to hear.
Right. But he even tapped himself and said, that's my bad team. Told the coach that. He knew he was a little bit late. Was outside of the arc, though, so almost there, and like a couple seconds earlier, he'd be good.
Fisher hit the first free throw. It's 27-26. And the key thing is legal guarding position. In that instance, when your 2 feet are right next to each other and your knees are slightly bent, you're really not in legal guarding position. And the Hawaii bench didn't complain. The other noteworthy thing about it, Fisher hits the second free throw. He is 8 of 9 from the free throw line in this half, and we have a brand new game. 27-all, 4:02 remaining in half number 1. Green dribbling across midcourt between the circles, goes off the Christensen screen, stops his dribble left of the lane, up top to Gitas Namiksha, bounce past Christensen, mishandled in the low post, but gets it back. Draws help, now stops the bounce, skips it up top to Namiksha, near side Hunkin Clater. 9 on the timer. He goes baseline, drives and kicks. Jacobs, touch pass right, Green with 4. Green in the lane, knocked out of his hands. Ball loose with 2 at the baseline, ripped away, stolen by Kravakovic. Up ahead left is Aminu. He'll drive, check that. That's Koulibaly who drove, leaned, and there's the offensive foul as Jacobs was pushed off. Koulibaly called for his second foul.
Credit to Jacobs for making it all the way down the floor. putting up that good fight on the defensive end and falling to the floor to make that call an easy one for the refs.
27 apiece, 3:30 left in the first half. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
For nearly 125 years, Young Brothers has been connecting Hawaii residents and businesses with safe, frequent, affordable, and reliable inter-island shipping services. We connect local farmers with grocery stores and restaurants across the state. We move building and construction materials between islands so contractors can build homes for our kamaaina. From Nawiliwili to Hilo, we're not just moving cargo, we are connecting our island communities. Young Brothers.
Buying a car is no joke. Go to someone who takes you seriously. Go see Tony. With over 45 years of auto experience, Tony Group is the trusted destination to buy a new or used car. From EVs to SUVs and everything in between, Tony has over 1,000 vehicles to test drive from popular brands like Honda, Nissan, Toyota, Hyundai, Jeep, Subaru, and more. Take your ride to the next level with Tony Group. Cruise over to TonyGroup.com or visit one of their 7 locations in Hilo, Kona, and Waipio across from Costco.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu. Brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union. For life.
3:30 left in the first half. Hawaii 27, Pacific 27. Remember we said earlier that Hawaii had 5 assists on its first 6 makes? Well, Hawaii has only made 3 shots since. None of them assisted. Hawaii has gone pretty cold from the floor, missing 6 of their last 7 shots. What are you seeing?
They have. I mean, both teams have gone cold from the floor. Pacific, to that note, 2 of their last 10 as well. So both teams aren't having the best luck offensively, but at the same time, both teams are surely putting up a fight defensively, which is making it tricky for either of them to get anything going.
Hawaii without Ryan Rapp. We see him kind of walking back to the back of the bench after being in the huddle. Rapp with his left hand injury will missing his 3rd consecutive game tonight. Did not play in both of the exhibitions. Hopes to be ready for the Weber State game next Sunday. Hawaii with the basketball off of the offensive foul. That sent us to the under 4 timeout. Elbow left Christensen. Lobs it in for Jacobs, but it's picked out of the air by Elias Ralph. Pacific pushing ahead. Ralph in the lane. Leans on Christensen. Difficult 2. Puts it off the window and in. And Pacific has retaken the lead, 29-27. Ralph now with 8 points. Leads the team averaging 18 tonight. Green forward to the near wing. Defender giving him the left side. Green didn't want to go there. Now he gives up the dribble. Christensen way out left between the circles. Namixa one hands it right wing Jacobs, who penetrates baselines. Kips left wing Green into the corner. Hunkin Clater misses the 3. Loose ball at the baseline. Won by Elijah Fisher for Pacific. And Fisher's going to take it up himself. Gets by Jacobs in the lane. Euro step 2. Eases it off the glass. 12 now for Elijah Fisher. Tigers lead 31-27.
They're using their defense to get open shots on the other end.
2:30 remaining in the half. Namixa, chest pass, slot left, Jacobs into the wing, Green. Christensen wants it. He's got Gardner on his back, and he'll grab the ball. Christensen waits, skips it to Jacobs, deflected, into the right corner, Green. Back out Hunkin Clater, the freshman. He'll reset with 7 to shoot. Hunkin Clater over a Christensen screen. One hands it right for Green. Long 3. That's an air ball taken by Fisher. That shot was contested up ahead. Hunkin Clater picks the pass out of the air. They were looking to beat everybody down to Ralph. Hunkin Clater the other way, left hand lane, scoops it off the window and scores. And the freshman on the board with his 2nd career field goal. It's 31-29 Pacific.
Especially with that big defensive stop, getting that steal, able to convert it on the other end. Great confidence builder for Hunkin Clater.
Koulibaly bounce pass, elbow left to Fisher. Spins on Jacobs, goes up, right-handed 2, right around his outstretched right arm, and is still able to push it in. Elijah Fisher's having one heck of a first half. He's got 14 points, 3 of 8 shooting. It's 33-29 Pacific, 1:25 in the half. Green off the screen from Christensen, right corner to Namixa. He'll drive into the lane, skips left wing, Hunkin Clater, fakes the 3, and draws a bump that's going to be on Ralph. Not a lot of contact, but enough for the official to say that Hunkin Clater is going to shoot free throws.
And a really heads-up play from Hunkin Clater there. He saw the Ralph coming toward him, able to fake that 3-pointer, take a dribble, and Ralph was able to clip him. Ralph is a defender who is constantly moving around the floor. He has really quick first step and is really insightful, I think, with the players who he's guarding. It's tough for people to get around him, and Hunkin Clater was able to see that and make that heads-up play to draw that foul.
6'2 freshman from Wahiwa, knocks down the first free throw. It was kind of cool back in Hilo a few weeks ago. Played that exhibition game. He had a lot of family that was there sitting behind the basket on the inner part of the Fukushima Civic Auditorium. His dad, Mario, played for the University of Hawaii at Hilo. They had a lot of the AC shirts on. Really cool moment for the youngster. Second free throw good. It's 33-31, Pacific leading, and AC's got 4 off the bench. 1:13 remaining in the half. Koulibaly trying to swat Green's hand away as he tries to defend him tight. Elbow left, Ralph, his 3. That's off the back iron. Rebound, Akira Jacobs. 1 minute left in half number 1. Green, left wing, Hunkin-Clater, bounces it into Christensen. Skip pass right wing to Miksha, out to Jacobs. Drives by Ralph, goes up for 2. No, but he's hit hard on the way up. Foul's going to go on Ominu. That's his first. He had Ralph on skates, who was trying to close out, and Jacobs got right by.
He did. And Jacobs was able to make that move, get to the rim, didn't finish that play, but this could be a big energy shift for the Bows. Pacific is 4 of their last 5 field goals, so they've had a little bit more luck finishing around the rim. The Bows are going to need this to get them back tied with Pacific.
First one good. Jacobs had a tough night offensively a night ago. Couldn't knock anything down, and it's been outside of that 1-3. He hasn't really had a lot of opportunities. Defensively, he has been challenged. He does have 2 fouls. Second free throw is good. And we're even at 33. 51 seconds and rolling here in the opening half. Koulibaly dribbles to the right wing. They clear out space for him. Now works off an Ominu's screen. Dribbles into a 3. Knocks it down. Koulibaly now with 8, his second 3 of the night. It's 36-33 Pacific. 35 seconds in the half. Hawaii will use its use it or lose it 30-second timeout. 34.3 in the half, an 8-second difference between game and shot clock, and a 36-33 Pacific advantage.
And after that big 3 from Koulibaly, the Bows are going to have to look to end this half, with my women's basketball experience, on a high note here. They are going to need to shift that momentum so they go into the locker room feeling good, can come back out, continue the battle in the second half. That's something they're going to need to do and talking about in the huddle, because was just tied. That 3-pointer shows that the tides are turning for Pacific a little bit. They are going in hard. They're taking open shots and feeling it a little more than we saw earlier this game.
Coach Iran not calling for a timeout, brought to you by H-Camp, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. Let's see what Hawaii does on this possession. This is not your typical Hawaii lineup that you would see here with 34 seconds, but Tom Beatty's got 2 fouls. Cody Williams has 2 fouls. Harry Ruliadeff has 2 fouls. They are all on the bench. It's Akira Jacobs who also has 2 fouls, with Tanner Christensen, Gitas Namiksha, Marcus Green, and Aaron Hunkin-Clater. Very interesting moment here. 30 seconds left in the half. Green standing at the edge of the midcourt circle. Kravakovic picking him up. Man defense. Everybody else horizontal, sideline to sideline near the low block. Namiksha, elbow left, penetrating on Ralph. Leads in at the low block, turns, right-handed hook, he got it. Namiksha's in double digits with 11. 36-35 Pacific, down to 9 seconds in the half. Fisher's going to be the one bringing it up. Has Jacobs one-on-one. Fisher crossover. Fisher left of the lane. His 2 partially blocked, but there's a whistle as Fisher hits the hardwood, and it's going to be Tanner Christensen picking up his second foul.
Both fans don't want to see any fouls on Christensen, but they like to see it with just 1 second left in this first half. He's someone that has been crucial. He started off the game really strong, been a little more quiet on the offensive end, but it's clear the Bows are looking for him, especially in that previous offensive play. It looked like it was a high-low look from Namiksha to Christensen. Christensen's defender shut him down, but Namiksha was able to finish off that play.
First of 2 for Fisher. Off the back iron, rims out. Dave Smart, Canadian head coach, a lot of success in 18 years, 591 wins, 13 national championships. There's a Canadian feel to this roster with 3 different players who list hometowns in Canada. Fisher's second, good. 15 for Fisher here in the half. Inbound goes into Green. 1 second, midcourt 3. Grazes the front rim and misses. And Pacific, in a very knockdown, drag-out kind of first half, takes a 37-35 halftime lead on the Rainbow Warriors.
Certainly was a battle throughout that first half. It felt like each team had their moments where they went ahead, pulled some momentum together, but the other team answered just like that. It's been a back and forth battle here tonight, and I think it's going to be a battle of who's able to endure to the very end, who's able to play a little bit harder, play a little bit smarter in these final 20 minutes of the Outrigger Rainbow Classic.
Halftime score, Pacific 37 and Hawaii 35. The halftime report when we come back. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina Chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned on qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
Did you know that 1 in 4 vehicles on the road will need a new battery this year? Don't wait till it's too late to do something about it. Test your battery regularly, and if you need a replacement, Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performance batteries for every make and model on the road. So don't wait until your car won't start or you're stranded on the side of the road. Test your battery today or find the replacement you need at Napa locations nationwide, because it's our mission to keep you moving. Napa!
Aloha, this is Daryl Turner, General Manager of Napa Hawaii. As we celebrate nearly 70 years in the islands, I'd like to say mahalo to our employees, our independent store owners, our business partners, and you, our loyal customers. Over the years, we've grown to 36 stores across Kauai, Oahu, Maui, Molokai, Lanai, Hawaii Island, and American Samoa. We look forward to serving your automotive needs for many more years to come. Mahalo.
Dr. Jay Marumoto, the University of Hawaii's senior orthopedic surgeon, is Hawaii's leading expert in sports injury surgery. From the latest ACL bear implant reconstruction to biologically enhanced rotator cuff and labral repair surgery, Dr. Jay Marumoto continues to bring Hawaii's athletes the most advanced surgical treatments to get them back in the game. Dr. Jay Marumoto and Orthopedic Associates, Hawaii's team physicians.
At Dow Electric Supply, we're your local-based company with your needs in mind. We see the light in Hawaii, and rest assured, we are with you all the way. Our sales counter and will call are here to serve Hawaii's electricians, developers, utility companies, businesses, and homeowners. The Dial Lighting Gallery showroom is open by appointment only. Go online to www.dialelectricsupply.com. Open weekdays from 7 to 3. At Dial Electric Supply, we see the light.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
This is the Rainbow Warrior Halftime Report, presented by Jay Marumoto of Orthopedic Associates.
Pacific leading Hawaii 37-35 here at the halftime break. We'll break down the numbers coming up in a moment. First, we pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu, driven by BMW of Honolulu.
Your official radio home of University of Hawaii Sports is ESPN Honolulu, KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM.
Pacific 37, Hawaii 35. It seems like Khaled Spiller, the team that is least impacted by fouls in the final 5 minutes, could very well be the one that, I don't know right now that I'd say wins, but outlasts the opponent.
For sure, at this point, the third game of a 3-game tournament over 4 days, it's going to be about who can survive that rigorous schedule. And especially out here today, we saw 25 fouls called in total, and pretty even. The Bows with just 12 called, Pacific with 13. It's going to put both teams in foul trouble, and we're seeing Hawaii be a little bit more successful with those bench players. Hawaii leads the bench points with 19 to Pacific's just 4. So if the Bows relying on some of those bench players who don't start the game off as any indicator, they might have the advantage to survive when it comes to foul trouble.
Yeah, I think the last maybe minute or so, we were talking about that last possession offensively, that last minute or so could be the indicator of what Hawaii is going to have to really call upon here in this game when you're finishing the half with, one or two starters on the floor. You got a freshman out there in Hunk and Clater. I mean, one of the key numbers here, Harry Rulidev, 2 fouls. He's only played less than 3.5 minutes. Given how good he was last night, that's a rough one for him.
Right. Hawaii's entire starting lineup ending that half with 2 fouls apiece. 5 players in a little bit of foul trouble at the half, especially the starters, is something the Bows don't want to see right now.
Shooting Hawaii 42.3% from the floor, 11 of 26. 2 of 12 from outside the arc. Very similar to yesterday when Hawaii was 1 for many from outside the arc. The key was the second half was a lot different.
It was, and I'm sure Bow fans would love to see the second half be a little different tonight because those shots haven't fallen. I feel like the Bows have taken some better shots tonight. They've been moving the ball around the perimeter, making that extra pass to some players in the corner or even skip passes across the court. They've had open looks. It just hasn't fallen for them, and credit that to whatever you will. They just need to take a little bit more time, maybe look for 1 or 2 more open passes, and that shooting percentage may shift here tonight.
Hawaii 11 of 13 from the free throw line. Gitas Namicha, 11 points, 3 rebounds, is Hawaii's leading scorer. Tanner Christensen, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 5 for Akira Jacobs, 1 of 2 from the floor. But both Christensen and Jacobs with 2 fouls apiece. For Pacific, let's talk about Elijah Fisher. 15 points. He's gone to the free throw line 11 times. He's 9 of 11. He's drawn 8 fouls. He has been the guy who's been unafraid. That's probably a fair way to put it, right?
He has. Hawaii has a really tall roster. He's been someone who's been taking advantage of some of his steals defensively, finishing off of fast breaks, and has not shied away from finishing with some contact inside against Hawaii's bigs.
Yeah, 15, 3 rebounds, 3 of 8 shooting, 9 of 11 from the free throw line, 8 for Elias Ralph, 8 for Jefferson Coulibaly. Pacific, 41.4% from the floor, 2 of 7 from outside the arc, 11 of 14 from the free throw line. Back with more in a moment. Pacific 37, Hawaii 35. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Buying a car is no joke. Go to someone who takes you seriously. Go see Tony. With over 45 years of auto experience, Tony Group is the trusted destination to buy a new or used car. From EVs to SUVs and everything in between, Tony has over 1,000 vehicles to test drive from popular brands like Honda, Nissan, Toyota, Hyundai, Jeep, Subaru, and more. Take your ride to the next level with Tony Group. Cruise over to TonyGroup.com or visit one of their 7 locations in Hilo, Kona, and Waipio across from Costco.
Aloha, Rainbow Warriors and Rainbow Wahine fans. Join the Ohana and help Hawaii athletics continue to grow. Your support for the green and white is the key to our student athletes excelling in the classroom and in competition. For donating to one of our athletic funds, you can make a difference for our teams. You can support for as little as $4.17 a month or $50 a year. Visit hawaiiathletics.com and click donate to get involved today. Go Bows!
Hey, brother, what you doing?
Just trying to finish this light switch before the UH football game starts.
Can I help you?
Oh, thanks, Now, it should be easy. The guy at the hardware store gave me some instructions. Brother, the blue or the red wire?
Huh? This thing says green one.
What green one?
Oh, brother, you thought I fuck.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
For nearly 125 years, Young Brothers has been connecting Hawaii residents and businesses with safe, frequent, affordable, and reliable inter-island shipping services. We connect local farmers with grocery stores and restaurants across the state. We move building and construction materials between islands so contractors can build homes for our kamaaina. From Nawiliwili to Hilo, we're not just moving cargo, we are connecting our island communities. Young Brothers.
4 3/4, 4 3/4, 4 3/4.
What is 4 3/4?
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union's 5-month certificate is 4.75 APY for 9 months. I don't want to miss out, so I'm burning it into my brain.
I got to remember that too. 4 3/4, 4 3/4.
Check out hificu.com today. Membership open to Oahu and Maui residents. Federally insured by NCUA. APY equals annual percentage yield. Rate subject to change without notice. 2,000 minimum to open. Money used to fund certificate must come from an external source. Penalty for early withdrawal. Fee could reduce earnings. Other rates available. Call for details.
Aloha, there's something trending in sports, and it's not on social media. It's student athletes suffering from concussions and not reporting it. Too many parents or even team members who witness something in practice or a game won't report it in fear of losing playing time. However, by not treating concussions, these young people can suffer long-term health effects. So parents, find out more from HCAMP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Pacific leading 37-35 here at the break. Both teams are back out getting their shots up before the second half gets underway. All right, Callan Spiller, it's very clear this game is taking a very physical turn. If you're Hawaii, I'm sure you don't want to keep playing that way. How do you kind of turn this away from that?
The physicality is sometimes inevitable in these games, but it's trying to maximize those times when you are physical. Like, say you're under the rim, you're defending someone trying to score. You want to be straight up. You don't want to do anything out of character or unnecessary, like swat at the ball. You just want to play solid defense. And I think that's something they're able to control. You don't want to make some risky plays, reach in there for some steals. Just play solid defense. And I'm sure that's what the coaches were harping on in the locker room too. If the Bows are able to control that a little bit and help each other out by sliding over, playing some team defense, might eliminate some of those foul calls.
Second half on the other side, Pacific leading Hawaii 37-35. The championship of the 58th Outrigger Rainbow Classic is in the balance. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hi, this is Tim Palms, General Manager of BMW of Honolulu. We're excited to be courtside with the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors this season. Like the Bows, BMW delivers unmatched performance and precision. Experience the ultimate drive at BMW of Honolulu. Now's your chance to get a slam dunk lease offer on the all-electric 2024 BMW i4 for only $499 a month. BMW of Honolulu is a proud sponsor of Rainbow Warrior basketball on ESPN Honolulu. Visit us today at bmwhawaii.com. Go Bows.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for Hawaii, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina Chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned on qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
I'm Hal. I'm Jerry.
I'm Kay-Hao.
We got your lumber.
We've got your hardware.
Bring your lumber list.
Email us your list.
Bring me your blueprint.
We've got you covered.
Get a quote from us. Itajuti listahan nyo kanya.
Get a quote from us.
Get a quote from us. We've got you covered.
We love our customers.
Go where the contractors go. Hardware Hawaii. Contractor's choice.
Step into the future of banking at Hawaii USA's Kaka'ako Financial Center. Enjoy personalized consultations for personal and business banking, as well as cultivating new community initiatives in Kaka'ako at our new location in the Ali'i Shops. And with its seamless digital integration, see how Hawaii USA is making banking easier and more enjoyable. Visit hawaiiusafcu.com/kaka'ako for details or stop by. Hawaii USA. Life matters. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Start of half number 2 coming up shortly. Pacific leading Hawaii 37-35. We saw earlier today San Jose State with a win over Life Pacific. Now, for Life Pacific, those were all exhibition games for them. San Jose State's going to leave here 1-2. Their first win actually broke a losing streak going back to last February, so something to kind of build back on for a fairly different squad than a year ago. But both of these teams that have a lot of new aspects about them, trying to see what they can take away with what's to come. Pacific has Northern Arizona coming up on Thursday before they make an SEC trip to Arkansas and Missouri. Hawaii will have Weber State on Sunday before welcoming in North Carolina pre-Maui Invitational presented by Novavax. So Hawaii ball to start the second half, brought to you by IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future. A quick three from Cody Williams misses. Rebound Harry Ruliadef skips out right wing Jacobs, and inside Christensen, who's fouled from behind by Elias Ralph, who early on picks up his second foul. Already watching that play in the post because they want to get it to Christensen quite a bit.
And on Ralph, that was a mismatch there. He switched with that other defender to guard Christensen.
Inbound at the baseline. Jacobs has it at the elbow to Ruliadef. Inside low block. Christensen hesitating, going up and under. Misses too strong. Rebound to Ralph. His tough position underneath the rim. Had to contort his body. Ralph the other way. Fading on Ruliadef. Banks it in from about 6 feet. Pacific with a 39-35 lead.
Those are the shots Bows want Ralph to take. Those floaters backward. Great defense from Ruliadef.
Beatty between the circles. Finds Christensen above the left elbow. Up top, Williams comes to the ball, rolls off of Christensen, moves it back between the rings. Beatty near side, Ruliadef looking inside, and will draw a foul away from the ball. Christensen was hit from behind by Jazz Gardner. That's immediately 3 on Gardner, so watch for him. He has 3. Burke Smith has 3, and Dave Smart's going to have to be smart about how he manages that. Inbound, bounce pass in for Williams. Shot at the low block right on the inbound, way too strong. Up ahead comes Lamar Washington for Pacific, and now Coulibaly right wing. Coulibaly up top to Elias Ralph. Washington on the floor, Gardner, and here's Elijah Fisher. Driving on Akira Jacobs, leans in, draws contact about 10 feet from the rim. That's going to be foul number 3 on Jacobs. It comes before the shot.
And again, that's 3 fouls called combined for both teams in just over a minute of play. The fouling continues. Both teams are playing to that level of aggression. They're not necessarily making the smart play, as we talked about at halftime. They're continuing to go for the ball, and that's resulting in these foul calls.
Marcus Green comes in for Akira Jacobs. Inbound thrown in right for Fisher at the angle. Spins on Tom Beatty, leans, gets space, goes up and around. Beatty misses off the back iron. Christensen the rebound. Hawaii had the numbers but didn't take advantage with Fisher trailing the play. Up to the near side, Williams. Crossover dribble off the foot of Coulibaly. Christensen recovers, nearly throws it away. Fortunately, Beatty's there far sideline. One-hand pass, Green between the circles. Back to Beatty, left of the floor. Crossover dribble on Ralph to the left corner. Ruliadef inside Christensen. Bad spacing, loose ball on the floor. Ruliadef trying to rip it away. Held possession will give the basketball and the arrow to Pacific.
Just some sloppy play there from the Bows. It seems like they're not quite on the same page in terms of the offense they're running, connecting in terms of those passes or even on screens. We saw Tanner Christensen fall to the floor to secure possession of that ball, but almost throw it away. They just need to take a little bit more time and get a little more open for each other to make it easier on the offensive end.
Williams, Ruliadef, Beatty, Christensen, Green, the 5 on the floor for Hawaii, trailing 39-35, 18-12 to play. Ralph dribble handoff right, Fisher, back up top to Lamar Washington, gets to the lane, drives right, pushes it off the window, right off the contact of Tom Beatty, and scores. Lamar Washington's second field goal. Pacific leads 41-35. 17:57 to go. Ruliadef, one-hand pass right. Williams now between the circles. Green off the screen from Christensen. Green drives, floating 2. Teardrop goes from about 8 feet. Marcus Green's first field goal off the bench. It's 41-37.
And he adds to those bench points for the Bows. He's someone they're going to need to have a great second half.
17:38 to play. Washington gives up the dribble. Right of center is Ralph. Dribble weave for Fisher. Back between the rings. Washington penetrates right. Had a screen. throws it up top to Fisher. He'll hesitate, leans with the dribble, left of the painted area. Now right baseline, Burke Smith, back out Washington. Shot clock's at 5, moves Smith away. Now crossover dribble with 2. Leaner for 2. Washington rolls off the rim. Rebound Harry Rouliadep and gives it up to Green. Green, steady pace ahead near side. Rouliadep between the circles. Chest pass far wing Beatty. Beatty brings the ball out to Green, top of the arc. Defender tries to swipe it away and can't. Green back to Rouliadep, left slot, left wing Beatty for 3. That's it. Big 3 for Tom Beatty. He's got 6 points. Hawaii back within 1, 41-40 Pacific.
And not to mention, Beatty had the hand of Elijah Fisher in his face. Impressive shot for him to convert that triple.
Washington above the right wing, guarded by Beatty. Goes off a screen, chest pass left, Ralph into the corner. 3 for Coulibaly. Can't answer. It's off the back rim. Offensive rebound, Burke Smith leaning on Christensen. Still trying to push it up. Can't hit it. Christensen the rebound. He stood his ground like a big oak tree. Up ahead comes Green. Green behind the back dribble, now crosses over, spins on his defender. Green in the lane. Bounce pass in for Christensen. And before the dunk, a foul. The shot won't count. Looked like there might have been a grab. The foul goes inside on Elias Ralph. That's his 3rd.
And even though that dunk didn't count, it seemed to have injected some energy into the crowd, into the bench. There had been a little bit of a lull in excitement and passion in this game, and I think that play just woke everyone up, even though those 2 points won't be on the scoreboard.
Yep. Ralph will come into the game now that he's picked up his 3rd. 10 for Ralph. He's the team's leading scorer. It's going to be Pitar Kravakovic who comes back into the game. Inbound thrown in baseline left, Christensen into the left elbow, Beatty. Now opposite right, Rouliadep. Back up top to Cody Williams. Left wing and Beatty. Beatty driving baseline, leading, cut off by Smith. Back up top to Rouliadep. Shot timer down to 7. Finds Green coming to the ball. Green with 5. Off the dribble, 3. Clanks off the back rim. Rebound Pacific, and on the run comes Fisher. Fisher right. Spins right of the lane. Leans in. Difficult 2. Rolls off. But Green was right inside the restricted area and will be called for foul number 1.
Pacific was really good early in this game, getting defensive rebounds and turning it into looks at the offensive end. Looks like they're getting back into that, and that could lead to some momentum for them.
Timeout with 15:56 to play. Pacific leading Hawaii 41-40. Elijah Fisher to the free throw line after this. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Buying a car is no joke. Go to someone who takes you seriously. Go see Tony. With over 45 years of auto experience, Tony Group is the trusted destination to buy a new or used car. From EVs to SUVs and everything in between, Tony has over 1,000 vehicles to test drive from popular brands like Honda, Nissan, Toyota, Hyundai, Jeep, Subaru, and more. Take your ride to the next level with Tony Group. Cruise over to TonyGroup.com or visit one of their 7 locations in Hilo, Kona, and Waipio across from Costco.
Hey, brother, what you doing?
Just trying to finish this light switch before the UH football game starts.
I help you.
Oh, thanks, huh? Yeah, it should be easy. The guy at the hardware store gave me some instructions. Brother, the blue or the red wire?
Huh? This thing says green one.
What green one?
Oh, brother, you thought I fuck.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
We've got 15:56 remaining here in Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Pacific leading Hawaii 41-40. A game that has seen so many twists and turns. The foul situation has been deep on both sides here, but Hawaii has kind of weathered here the Pacific charge. What have you seen here in the first 4 minutes plus?
They have been able to weather it. We've seen them get back to what they've been doing really well. They've taken a couple more high percentage shots. They've gotten to the line. Where they are struggling a little bit right now is on the defensive end. We've seen the coaches talking to the players about playing team defense. They're letting Pacific get to the basket a little bit too easily. They're able to turn up that defense and match it with a little bit more of an offensive output. Could be a good look for the Bows.
White President David Lasker here. He is on his retirement tour, I guess you could say. He's done at the end of the year. They've hired a new person at the helm who will take over in 2025. We'll see Elijah Fisher. Full disclosure, he's on my all-tournament team bracket, or ballot, I should say. no doubter, honestly. 21 on Sunday against Life Pacific. So far, he's got 15 to go along with 4 rebounds. And he'll shoot 2 free throws after the foul was called on Marcus Green in the act of shooting before we hit the timeout. First foul shot, no good. Fisher came in a 76% free throw shooter. He is 9 of 12 in this game. Second one for the junior from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And Green moved early. It's not going to matter because the free throw went. 42-40 Pacific with 15:52 to play. Cody Williams will run the point here this possession. Has it taken away, lost it, taken by Koulibaly. He'll get to the rim, stripped out by Williams, atoning for the mistake, wipes it out of bounds, and will stay Pacific ball at the baseline. But Williams just had it picked in the open floor right near midcourt. They were fortunate not to give up a 2 there.
It was really great defense by him to get back there and strip the ball as number 0 Koulibaly looked for a dunk.
Rebecca pitch to the left corner in Washington. Going to take Williams one-on-one and back him into the low post. Still backing him. Washington turns, leans, and he traveled. Williams was out of position, but that caused Washington to really not know how to address the positioning on the floor, and he picked up the pivot foot.
Sometimes you have a bit of an expectation about what that defender is going to be doing. Cody Williams was not meeting that expectation.
15:23 to go, 42-40. Williams off the Christensen screen, throws it up top, Gitas Namiksha. Reverses course left, Green above the wing into the corner, Williams. Christensen wants it on the lob. They can't get it there. Back out to Green, between the circles, Beatty. Chest pass left, Green. Penetrates right of the lane. Kicks back off the dribble at 7. He'll drive again. Green leaning in. Green for 2. That's good. And Hawaii has squared it up at 42. 5 minutes elapsed, second half.
Green is a really impressive ball handler and uses his change of pace to get to the rim with wide open looks.
6 for Green off the bench. Right side above the free throw line, Fisher leaning in on Namiksha, stops at the low post, turns, leans, turns Namiksha back, shot no good. Loose ball at the baseline, Green, and we'll get a foul. That's going to go against Pacific. Hawaii wanted an offensive foul. They'll get one on Fisher regardless of how he did it or when he did it. Fisher called for the loose ball harm, his first. Christensen will come out. We'll see Jerome Palm in. That's brought to you by Dial Electric Supply. They see the light. Solomon Ominu enters the game for Pacific on the floor with Jefferson, Koulibaly, Pitar Krivokapic, and Lamar Washington. Green between the circles, dribbling left of the lane. Green to the goal, got it around Ominu and scores. Marcus Green showing a little flash. Hawaii back ahead, 44-42, 14:25 remaining. Washington quickly into the front court, dribbling between the circles. Crossover dribble, left gets the late screen from Fisher. Keeps the bounce, now gives it to Fisher with the silver shoes. Crossover dribble inside the arc, leans in left. Namiksha stops him. Turnaround right hook. That's good. Tough individual effort from Fisher. Nods it at 44. 14:05 remaining. Williams still running the point. Goes high left Beatty. One-hand pass left Green now at the angle. Drives on Washington. Stops at the low post. Lost the dribble to Palm. 14-footer left of the paint. Can't bank it in. Rebound grab by Lamar Washington. Washington wants to push it ahead. Chest pass left Koulibaly. Dribbles inside the arc. Back to Washington right. Williams guarding him. Gets an Aminu screen. Step back. Left-handed 3 off the left rim. Beatty will corral the rebound. Hawaii wants to run. Coach Brad Davidson says push. Beatty off of one screen. Uses the second. Stops. Gets his man up in the air. Goes up for the shot. And is fouled. Likely on Ominu. And it is. It's his second as he was kind of drawn up in the air. Beatty used that to his advantage.
Beatty's been a really great player when it takes getting to the rim. We've seen him the last couple nights finding some open gaps, able to finish, but he's someone who I think sees the court really well, reads the defender, reads the team defender that might be coming over to help, and he's ultimately rewarded with this foul.
Krivokapic has come out of the game. He seemed to be limping to the sideline. And he limped right down, looked to be very severely in pain. He's gone down to the end of the bench. He's been replaced by Seth Jones. Beatty knocked down the first. Hawaii leading 45-44. Second foul shot good as well. It's 46-44. And Beatty will come out, being replaced by Akira Jacobs. Jacobs playing with 3 fouls. See how much he can stay on the floor. 46-44 Hawaii, 13:24 remaining. Washington Dribbles across the timeline against Cody Williams, trying to slap the ball away. Williams staying with them, but Williams was getting a little too handsy, and he picks up his third personal.
And again, it's those moments where Williams just moves his feet, avoids some of that contact with his hands. He might have been saved from that foul. The Bows are going to have to make some smarter decisions to secure their fouls.
We get a foul here on the drive from Fisher. No, he traveled. Fisher traveled according to the near side official, and Pacific turns it over. Looking back at Kravakovic, he came out of the game. He had grabbed Beatty's jersey on a drive, but as he was kind of slowing his pace down, his right foot kind of got caught in the hardwood. He seems to be okay now. He's sitting back at the end of the bench. 46-44 Hawaii. Aaron Hunkin-Clater's in the game. Looks in the low post. Namiksha near side. Namiksha back to the basket. Out for Green. Hesitates. Gets in the lane. Green drives. Dishes across the lane left. Somehow found Palm with a man hanging on his back. Palm fouled before the shot. That's going to go against Seth Jones. 3 on him. But again, before the act of shooting. So a baseline inbound coming for Hawaii.
It looked like Jerome Palm got leapfrogged on that play. He was under the rim, tried to take a power dribble to go up, but had a Pacific defender jump over him.
I don't know how Green was able to get that ball into him. That was a very tight space to get it in. Green gets the handoff from Palm, knocks down the 16-footer above the right elbow. Marcus Green has been huge. 10 off the bench. Hawaii leading 48-44. 12:43 remaining. Championship game of the Rainbow Classic. Off the screen, Washington guarded by Akira Jacobs. Crossovers on him now. Retreats out with the dribble. Chest pass low left goes to Koulibaly. Goes baseline on Green. Leans in. Goes up for 2. Missed it short. Rebound tapped in the air. Namiksha's got it. Not a great look there from Koulibaly, who was trying to force the issue. Green comes the other way. Namiksha high left to above the wing, and Jacobs back up top to Green. Wants Palm to set a screen. Green just drives before he gets there. Draws help. Pass knocked free. Jacobs gets it back between the circles. Right to Hunkin-Clater. Calls out a new offensive play. 10 to shoot. Drives left of the painted area. Contacted. Left wing Green with 6. Green inside the arc. Underhands to Palm with 3. Palm 16-footer. All net. Tough possession. Palm knocks down the 2. Hawaii's got a 6-point lead.
And Palm has proven he's able to hit shots from the mid-range. Really impressive from the big man, who's also pretty consistent underneath.
50-44, 11:45 remaining. Washington off a pick. Leans into the paint. Floats it up in the air. Palm knocks it away. Washington gets it back. Clears Ominu away, and will call out something new. Washington wants to take Palm one-on-one. Crossover dribble. Now goes right of the lane. Washington leads. Bounce pass across the lane. Find Ominu, and Ominu's able to score his second field goal. 50-46. That's a good look at a tough pass as they took advantage of the mismatch with Palm guarding the guard. Green bounce pass, elbow left, Palm. Looking right. Pivots. Now have to bring the dribble out. Still looking to get it somewhere. Goes to Akira Jacobs high left off of Palm screen. Jacobs driving right in the lane. Scoops the lane off the glass and puts it in around Ominu.
And Jacobs, using his height, his wingspan, able to get around those Pacific defenders and ultimately finish with a right-handed look off the glass.
52-46, 10:53 remaining. Washington top of the arc. Trying to drive on Jacobs. Put his arm right into his belly and got Jacobs his 4th foul. Critical here with 10:49 to go. Hawaii leading Pacific 52-46. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
Gobble gobble, it's that time of year again. Order early, don't miss out. Pagoda Banquets and Catering's festive turkey feast to go is back. Feed 6 to 8 people hot and ready to serve Thanksgiving meals. This 8-item menu includes a 12 to 14-pound roast turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, corn on the cob, pumpkin pie, and more. You can even enhance your order with roast prime rib, baked guava glazed ham, and lots more. You have until November 17th or while supplies last to order and prepay online at pagodahawaii.com. Take it easy this Thanksgiving. pagodahawaii.com.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
10:49 left to play. It has been tight throughout between Hawaii and Pacific. The Bows had led by as much as 8. Pacific has led by as much as 7. The number here that I find really critical, Callan, is that Hawaii's bench has been called upon to do a lot in this game. Marcus Green, 25 minutes. Gitas Nemicha, 21 and a half. Hawaii has 29 bench points, thanks in large part to foul trouble that's forced them in that position, and Hawaii's shown that it can battle through.
The Bows' 2 top scorers right now are off the bench in Nemicha and Green. That's a stat that I think coaches like to see, even when it's a night when your top 5 or maybe just that first 5 aren't doing super well. You have players who can come in and be a spark. We've seen Nemicha do it. Tonight, I'd say Green has stepped up in the second half, finished some critical shots, had some key stops on defense, and being able to look down the bench and see that there's some depth there is something that the Bows are going to have to rely on tonight and for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Hawaii's not gotten anything from Harry Ruliadeff. He's got 2 fouls. He's played 7 minutes and 42 seconds. They've relied really a lot on Marcus Green. Gitas Nemicha's given them some good minutes as well. Tanner Christensen's still sitting on the bench. He's got 2 fouls. I'm sure they're really resting him here for the stretch. Inbound comes into Washington. Ralph got it to him. Washington bounce pass right, straddling the 3-point line. Jazz Gardner playing with foul trouble. Gardner looking around, finds Seth Jones, who came back to the ball. Now left Fisher, driving on Nemicha, turns at the low block, leaning, pivoting, gives it back to Jones. 3 ball with 2 on the shot clock, no good. Rebound offensively, Jazz Gardner has it in a fresh 20. Gives it to Washington, right corner. He drives, reverse lane around Palm is good. Got the mismatch there again, and Washington took advantage. It's 52-48 Hawaii.
The Bows are going to have to help each other out on some of those defensive rotations.
10-11 remaining. Nemicha, free throw line left. Squares, takes a 14-footer on Ralph, misses. Ralph gets the rebound. A quick shot there. Pacific wants to turn it the other way. Ralph has Nemicha on him, spins toward the baseline, keeps the dribble, now is back to the basket. Ralph turns, fades from 10 feet. That misses short. Rebound tapped by Gardner, but Green races down to the far corner and picks it up. Green quickly into the front court, attacking the goal to our right. Dribbles left, handoff to Beatty. Comes back to the middle of the floor, Nemicha. Near side wing and Hunkin Clater. Hunkin Clater starts the bounce. Shot clock to 15. Off the palm pick. Leans. Stops at the free throw line. And Nemicha left corner. 3 ball away. 3 ball short. Rebound to Green at the free throw line. And as it's ripped out of his hands, Seth Jones is called for the pickpocket foul. That's his 4th.
And again, these refs are not going to let a little bit of contact slide by. They've shown tonight that they're going to blow those whistles. And on that one, Green ultimately was bailed out of a tricky situation where it could have been a turnover, and now he's at the line.
Yeah, 1-1 here. That was the 7th team foul. So Marcus Green shooting 1-1. Tanner Christensen is back into the game. He entered in for Jerome Palm. Jones comes out. Koulibaly in for Pacific. For Pacific, the question is who's not in foul trouble at this point. Koulibaly's got 2. Washington in the game has 2. First free throw goes down for Green. He's got 11 off the bench. Ominu's got 2, but he's been coming off the bench. And Elijah Fisher has 1. A significant foul trouble at the forward and center position. Second free throw is good. 54-48 Hawaii, 9:25 left. Washington picked up by Green at the edge of the H logo. Floats it up top, Ralph. Penetrates on Beatty, almost poked out by Hunkin Clater. Ralph keeps the bounce. Arms interlocked with Beatty as they both just battle against one another. Beatty wondering, what could I have done? He's whistled for his 3rd foul.
It's always a tricky situation. It looked like Ralph knew that Beatty had his arm stuck there and did everything he could to keep it there. But if you're a ref, you see the defender's arm locked under the offensive player, they're going to call it. He probably just needed to pull his arm out, no matter what that did for that play, to secure him from not getting a foul called.
Beatty out, Williams in, and immediately Ralph tries to drive on him, and immediately Williams picks up his 4th foul.
And again, Ralph is a master at drawing these fouls. It feels like no matter who he's up against on that Bows defense, he is able to exploit something they're not quite good at and get that foul called.
Wow, they wanted to sub in here. Hold on. Hawaii was calling for a sub. They're fortunate. They had to reset the shot clock, and they did that, which gave Hawaii the opportunity to get Beatty back into the game. They are really lucky. Inbound, floated in, Ralph, left corner. Now we'll back down Beatty. Beatty's got to be careful. Turns. Ralph leans in, puts it off the backboard and scores. And it looks like Ralph wants to take over this game. He's got 12 points. Tigers within 4. 54-50 Hawaii, under 9 to go. Green dribbling high right. One hands it to Miksha, slot left. He'll penetrate to the free throw line, comes back out to Beatty. Washington guarding him. Bounce pass to the post. Christensen turns on Gardner. Goes up against the double team. The help from Ralph. Shot misses. Ball tipped out to Green. Finds Beatty driving in the lane. To the baseline. Namiksha. He'll penetrate to the low block. Draws a double. Back out to Green off a deflected pass. Shot clock is at 11. Green lost it off his foot. Recovers again. Gets a Christensen screen with 4. Green in the lane with 3. Got swatted on the way up by Gardner. Then as the ball came down, it landed on his foot. Goes out of bounds, goes back to the Tigers.
Another possession where the Bows just looked discombobulated. One person would get the ball, make a dribble, get it tapped out of their hands. A pass would be tipped. It wasn't the clean offensive look that I'm sure this coaching staff would have wanted to see. They just need to slow it down. Looked like Green there was going to use some of his veteran experience and pull it out, but got pickpocketed by that Pacific Tiger defender again. They need to slow it down, take their time. They're in control right now. They need to run down that clock and utilize some time.
Pacific scored the first 6 points of the game. Hawaii had to rally back from behind early. They've held the lead for the most part since. Bo's going to his zone here. Gardner baseline left. Bounce pass in the lane. Turning is Fisher. Leaning up for 2. Partially blocked by Christensen. Put back in by Gardner. And a foul. Couldn't even hear the whistle here in the arena. Gardner puts it in. The foul on Namiksha. And a chance for Pacific to get within 1.
Again, Christensen had to go over and help on the other block, leaving Gardner wide open. Namiksha did what he could to try and stop Gardner, but ends up with that and one after that play.
Gardner's first points, he averages just under 10 a game. Hawaii going into a zone for the first time, given the foul trouble. Will it work? Free throw for Gardner away. It's good. It's 54-53 Hawaii, 8:08 left.
Foul trouble and a little bit of resting those legs that are likely tired as this tournament comes to a close.
Aaron Hunkin-Clater, the point guard here on this possession, to the left wing, and Marcus Green. Bounce pass to the post. Christensen spins on Gardner. Reverse lay-in. That is good. The big man showing a little bit of extra flair going around the rim and in. It's 56-53.
Flair and quickness. He made that decision and was ultimately finished pretty quick.
Double digits now for Christensen. Gardner, short corner left. Squares on Christensen, uses the dribble, throws it out. Washington fakes the 3, dribbles to the free throw line and back. Right corner now, Ralph drives on Beatty. Ralph in the lane over Christensen, somehow off the top of the square on the backboard, and is able to put it in. Ralph with 14. It's 56-55 Hawaii. 7:21 left to go. Hunkin-Clater pass left free throw line extended to Green, and again into the post. Christensen turning on Gardner. Kicks out Beatty. Right slot 3. That is short. Put back though by Namiksha. In midair. Put it right off the box and it goes. 58-55 Hawaii. And a timeout is called. Timeout called by Hawaii, brought to you by HCAP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. 7:09 left. Hawaii 58, Pacific 55. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Dr. Jay Marumoto, the University of Hawaii's senior orthopedic surgeon, is Hawaii's leading expert in sports injury surgery. From the latest ACL bear implant reconstruction to biologically enhanced rotator cuff and labral repair surgery, Dr. Jay Marumoto continues to bring Hawaii's athletes the most advanced surgical treatments to get them back in the game. Dr. Jay Marumoto and Orthopedic Associates, Hawaii's team physicians.
Step into the future of banking at Hawaii USA's Kaka'ako Financial Center. Enjoy personalized consultations for personal and business banking, as well as cultivating new community initiatives in Kaka'ako at our new location in the Ali'i Shops. And with its seamless digital integration, see how Hawaii USA is making banking easier and more enjoyable. Visit hawaiiusafcu.com/kaka'ako for details or stop by. Hawaii USA. Life matters. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu. Driven by BMW of Honolulu.
Hawaii clinging to a 58-55 lead on Pacific. 7:09 remaining. Tickets issued tonight, 4,313, 2,390 through the turnstiles here in the arena. We're going to go back to a number that we talked about earlier. Bench points. Hawaii, 33 of them to Pacific's 6. And you look at where they're coming from, Gitas Namiksha is Hawaii's leading scorer. He's got 13 points and 5 rebounds, 12 for Marcus Green to go along with 5 rebounds. Hawaii's only played 4 off the bench. They all have scored.
Which is impressive. We've heard throughout the season Coach Ganot, the rest of their coaching staff, talk about how they have players who come off the bench who could start on a lot of Division I teams. We're seeing that. The Bows are looking down the bench. They have people who are able to come in and make immediate impacts. We've seen that tonight with Green. We've seen that with Namiksha off of that great rebound where he's able to catch it off that shot, put it back up in the air. They're both exciting players to watch too. I think they're going to become fan favorites too.
Pacific with Washington, Ralph. Yeah, Gardner on the floor. So is Fisher. He's got it here, elbow right. He'll take the jumper over Beatty. Misses it short. Rebound to Green. Koulibaly on the floor as well for Pacific. Hunkin, Clater, Green, Namiksha, Christensen, and Beatty, the 5 on the hardwood for Hawaii. Beatty near wing. Clears Fisher away. Now moves his dribble to the center of the floor. Bounce pass in Christensen. Left at the low block. His 2 missed it around the 7-footer Gardner. And running ahead comes Fisher. Stops in lane. Kicks left wing. Koulibaly. Quick 3. That's around and out. Christensen fights for the rebound, grabs it away from Fisher. Hawaii a 3-point lead, 58-55, 6:27 remaining. Hawaii has 2 timeouts remaining. They used one that led us to the timeout. Pacific's got 3 left. Hunkin Clater left of the painted area. Tried to, I don't know if he was trying to pass it or put it up off the glass and score, but he was well short. On the other end, we'll get a foul here as Lamar Washington went right into a Hawaii defender. That was Namiksha. Didn't let the ball out of his hands. They're going to say it's in the act of shooting, though, on the way up. Namiksha called for his 3rd personal.
And with some of that airtime, Namiksha has his hands up like, what was I supposed to do there? He's, even his face looks like he almost got kneed to the face. There's some airtime there with Koulibaly. Pretty impressive from Namiksha to try and get under that, but he seems confused going to the bench.
I think a lot of people looked confused at how that all went out there as everybody heads to the under 8. Hawaii leading 58-55, 6:12 to play. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hi, this is Tim Palms, General Manager of BMW of Honolulu. We're excited to be courtside with the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors this season. Like the Bows, BMW delivers unmatched performance and precision. Experience the ultimate drive at BMW of Honolulu. Now's your chance to get a slam dunk lease offer on the all-new 2024 BMW X3 for only $579 a month. BMW of Honolulu is a proud sponsor of Rainbow Warrior basketball on ESPN Honolulu. Visit us today at bmwhawaii.com. Go Bows.
I'm Hal. I'm Jerry.
I'm Kehao.
We got your lumber.
We've got your hardware.
Bring your lumber list.
Email us your list.
Bring me your blueprint.
We've got you covered.
Get a quote from us. Itayo listahan nyo kanya.
Get a quote from us.
Get a quote from us. We've got you covered.
We love our customers.
Go where the contractors go. Hardware Hawaii. Contractor's choice.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
.6:12 to go, 58-55. Hawaii ahead of Pacific. Khaled Spiller being the coach that Eran Ganot said you are. How does Hawaii try to push to the finish line? Because the physicality doesn't seem like it's going away here anytime soon. How do you kind of weather this?
I think the Bows are going to have to secure it on the defensive end. The last couple possessions, they've given up some fouls to Pacific. Pacific has been getting to the rim, drawing these fouls. They're being more aggressive. They're not going into their playbook, running those staggers and back screens that we saw throughout the first half. They're going one-on-one. The Bows are going to have to lock in and play solid individual defense. And when that fails, the next person's going to have to step up and they'll work together as a team. So I think it's really going to be locking into the defensive end that'll make the difference in this game.
First free throw, no good for Washington. They gave him the ball while the floor wipers were still on the floor. They said, hold on, guys. They're doing their job still. Second free throw for Washington, that short. Rebound, Gitas Namiksha. Hawaii catches a break there. 6:08 to play. It's 58-55. Green high left side. Dribbles to the top against Koulibaly. Left wing Namiksha into the post. Christensen backing down. Gardner turns and draws a bump. And 1-and-1 here for Christensen.
I gotta say, Christensen's really good at drawing fouls, which sometimes you don't hear about post that often. Tonight, it feels like no matter who has been up against him on the defensive end, he has played solidly. He hasn't leaned his shoulder in. He hasn't forcefully moved any of those defenders. He plays solid ball that makes it tough for defenders to not get a foul call regarding him.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is good for Christensen. He's in double digits, 11 points, 6 rebounds. It's 59-55. The foul was on Lamar Washington. That was his third. Second free throw for Christensen's good. 60-55, Hawaii, 5:54 remaining here in Manoa. Washington guarded by Green. Bounce pass inside the arc, straight away. Green spin, or check that. That's Fisher turning, spinning, missing against Beatty, but there is going to be a foul underneath, and that's going to go against Pacific, and it's on Jazz Gardner, his fourth. Good opportunity for Fisher, trying to turn off the right side of the lane. Could not get the shot, a contested one to drop. And Christensen back to the free throw line. 4 of 5 tonight. Came in 7 of 10. So you can do the math, 11 of 15.
Jazz Gardner looking around, talking to the refs. Me? Looked like he was almost removed from that play.
Front end of the 1-and-1 good. This is the last time Hawaii's in the 1-and-1. They'll be in the double bonus next time. Second one for Christensen. It is around and in. Hawaii from the free throw line a lot better tonight, 19 of 21. 5:35 to play. It's 62-55. Washington dribbling high left. Gardner wants to set a screen. He uses it. Washington keeps the bounce, floats it inside for Gardner, almost knocked free. Underhands it left corner. Washington out for Ralph. Left angle 3. That's short. Green runs right in and grabs the rebound. Big stop for Hawaii with 5:15 remaining. Green, right of the midcourt circle. Goes over a screen from Christensen. Pulls and pops from 15 and knocks it down. 14 for Green. Timeout Pacific. 5:05 remaining.
And Green, with that court IQ, able to step into that pull-up jumper just from the left elbow. You can tell that's a shot he works on. He was confident in that one, held his hand up. His coaches knew it too, that was going to fall.
We'll step away. 5:05 to go. Hawaii has its biggest lead. Rainbow Warriors 64, Pacific 55. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
For nearly 125 years, Young Brothers has been connecting Hawaii residents and businesses with safe, frequent, affordable, and reliable inter-island shipping services. We connect local farmers with grocery stores and restaurants across the state. We move building and construction materials between islands so contractors can build homes for our kamaaina. From Nawiliwili to Hilo, we're not just moving cargo, we are connecting our island communities. Young Brothers.
At Dow Electric Supply, we're your local-based company with your needs in mind. We see the light in Hawaii, and rest assured, we are with you all the way. Our sales counter and will call are here to serve Hawaii's electricians, developers, utility companies, businesses, and homeowners. The Dial Lighting Gallery showroom is open by appointment only. Go online to www.dialelectricsupply.com. Open weekdays from 7 to 3. At Dial Electric Supply, we see the light.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii up 64-55 with 5:05 remaining. And Pacific bringing it up the floor right to left off of the timeout. They should have 2 remaining. Bounce pass, elbow left. This is for Elijah Fisher. Spins on Beatty, leans, difficult to no, but the official here on the near side saw a foul on Nemicha. That's going to be 4 on him. Wow. And Nemicha looking at the official and saying, whatever could I have done?
Right, and he was kind of coming in. It looked like it was his reaching foul when he wasn't even the main defender on Fisher there. But Fisher's had success in this game, 10 for 13 from the free throw line, and we'll see if he adds to that.
Knocks down the first. He's got 19 points in this game. Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu is presented by BMW of Honolulu, inviting you to take a test drive of the ultimate driving machine where you will find exceptional offers. Nemicha out, Harry Ruliadef in. He's played just 7 minutes and 42 seconds. They need quality minutes from Ruliadef here. Second free throw good. Fisher continues on what has been a Really strong pace for him from the free throw line. 20 points, 12 of 15 from the stripe. 64-57, Hawaii, 4:45 to go. Green above the wing left, almost stumbled with the pivot foot. Works off the screen from Ruliadev. Goes baseline, picks up the 18-footer, misses, but on his way down, he was landed on, and a foul. I want to see who exactly they called that on. Is that on Ralph? I think it is. Foot landed on foot. That's 4 on Ralph.
Green is doing a great job of finding those open looks. That one wasn't even too open, but he was able to use that dribble, step back to draw the foul on Ralph. I think he's a really, really smart player who makes good decisions based on the situation. We've seen that throughout tonight, both on the offensive and defensive end. He's someone the Bow fans are going to be excited to watch this season.
Green hits both free throws. Ralph comes out with his 4 fouls. Krvakovic back in the game. 66-57, Hawaii, 4:30 to go. Washington angle left, floats it to the elbow, and Fisher. He'll try to drive on Ruliadev, cut off at the low block. Up top to Lamar Washington, wants to take Green one-on-one, leans in at the low post, just pushes it off the window and scores. 8 for Lamar Washington at 66-59. 4:11 left. That stops a stretch of several minutes in which Pacific did not hit a field goal. Green off of Christensen's screen, leans at the free throw line, one heads to Beatty, into the corner, Ruliadev. Slings it back out, Hunkin Clater up top to Green. Green driving on Coulibaly, floating 2, that's good for about 5 feet, right over Jazz Gardner. Green's got 18, 68-59, Hawaii, 3:47 to go. Up top, Washington. He'll drive left to the lane, leans in. Oh, and a foul. That's going to go on Green. Brought his arm down on the shot attempt. Second on Green. Washington will head to the free throw line on the other side. 3:41 remaining. Hawaii holding on to its 9-point lead. 68-59. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Did you know that 1 in 4 vehicles on the road will need a new battery this year? Don't wait till it's too late to do something about it. Test your battery regularly. And if you need a replacement, Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performance batteries for every make and model on the road. So don't wait until your car won't start or you're stranded on the side of the road. Test your battery today or find the replacement you need at Napa locations nationwide. Because it's our mission to keep you moving.
Aloha, this is Daryl Turner, General Manager of Napa, Hawaii. As we celebrate nearly 70 years in the islands, I'd like to say mahalo to our employees, our independent store owners, our business partners, and you, our loyal customers. Over the years, we've grown to 36 stores across Hawaii, Oahu, Maui, Molokai, Lanai, Hawaii Island, and American Samoa. We look forward to serving your automotive needs for many more years to come. Mahalo.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu, driven by BMW of Honolulu.
Hawaii leading 68-59, 3:41 to go in this one. The Rainbow Classic Championship is on the line. You and I were just looking at a stat that came across our way. We said if you've been with us for a while, and thank you, in the first 5 minutes or so, Hawaii had 6 made shots, 5 of them were assisted. Hawaii, since that point, has made, 16 shots, 1 assist. What does that tell you?
I think that shows that both Hawaii and Pacific actually have been relying a little bit more on individual ball. It seemed at the start the Bows were running their offense, looking for those open passes around the perimeter. Lately, it's been a little bit more of creating for themselves. We've seen Green with that, with his dribbles in and step backs and finishes around the rim. The creating for themselves has led to that lower number in assists, Josh.
And on the other side, only 4 assists for Pacific on 21 made field goals. First free throw is good for Lamar Washington. First free throw made for Washington. He's got 9 points. 68-60. Second foul shot off the back rim. Rebound fought for. Ralph wins it for Pacific. He tries to drive in the lane. Leans in with contact. Up for 2, no. But Ruliadev will pick up the foul. That is number 3 on Harry. And Elias Ralph will go to the free throw line. You could see, or we could see, Iran Ganat to his right, just kind of, to our right, just kind of throw his arms down, partially because of the quality of the foul. partially because they gave up an offensive rebound.
I was going to say Ralph battled several Hawaii players, including Green, including Namiksha, to come out with that offensive rebound and get a second chance at that shot, ultimately drawing the foul, sending it back to the line.
First free throw good for Ralph. Namiksha back into the game as Rulidef will take a seat. Lead is 7. Second one for Ralph. Off the right rim, misses. Namiksha the rebound as Fisher was trying to get it away from behind. 68-61 Hawaii, 3:30 remaining. Green with Fisher on his hip, dribbling to the near side. Beatty comes to the ball and grabs it. Stops slot right, bounce pass in the paint. Christensen backing down Gardner, turns right, leans up for 2. That's no good. Rebound Ralph, but there is a late foul here called against Pacific. And that's going to go on Koulibaly. That's his third.
It wasn't. Koulibaly visibly moved Tanner Christensen. Talked about him today, standing tall like a tree. Tanner Christensen moved forward. That's going to catch the eye of the ref. They certainly called it, and Tanner Christensen drew that foul. He's drawn lots of fouls tonight. I got to say, it's been...
Missed the first free throw,
He's
though.
drawn 10 fouls tonight, Josh, which is crazy for a player of his height when sometimes they're looking to call the fouls on him.
14 points, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds. Second free throw off the back rim, rebound for Jazz Gardner. A rare 0 for 2, still a 7-point game. Washington hurrying the other end, leans on Cody Williams in the paint, forces up a left-handed 2, in and out, grabs his own rebound, goes up second chance, no off the bottom of the backboard, third chance up, that's no good, a rebound, fought for inside, Christensen wins it. Coach Smart asking for an elbow on the other end. He's still asking the official near side. There was a lot of contact fighting for the ball on the loose opportunity. Green near side. Coach Gananothing asking for a flop as well. Green right wing, bounce pass to the post, Namiksha. Namiksha backing in on his man, up right-handed hook, he got it. Namiksha 15 off the bench. Hawaii's lead is 9, 70-61, 2.5 left. Washington trying to slow down the temperature here. Driving Fisher, bounce pass left. Ralph is hammered at the rim by Christensen, who says, knocks it away right at the goal as he was trying to create the poster. 2:10 to go. Green the other way, over the Christensen screen. Crossover, bounce, now looks to drive left of the lane. Pulls back, Green, bounce pass inside. It's Beatty for 2, it's good. 72-61, under 2 left. And Hawaii has carried the momentum toward the finish line. Washington high left side against Williams. Crossover bounce. Top of the arc. He'll go left of the paint. Cut off by Williams. Bounce pass inside. And Ralph will finish with a 2-hand jam underneath. 72-63 and a stoppage here. The officials say a timeout used by Pacific. 1:39 remaining. Hawaii leading 72-63. Wow, what a sequence here over the last minute. Whoa.
That was intense, especially with Ralph getting denied for that initial block by Christensen. Sparks some energy into the Bows. Ralph said, I need to get some revenge. Finishes off with that dunk, but that doesn't change the energy the Bows have running off the court. You see smiles on their faces. I think that's a big moment for the players when they're having fun, making great plays, and bonding together. It's these moments, in moments like this, where it's a close game, a battle throughout the game. They're coming together and enjoying themselves. You can see the fans enjoying it too. The energy in here really shifted at that Christensen denial of Ralph's dunk.
That sequence from one end to the other. My goodness. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu, driven by BMW of Honolulu.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Part of the IO family of companies.
Here, Hawaii 72, Pacific 63, 1:39 remaining. Hawaii can run the baseline on the inbound. They get it into Green. At what point, if you're Pacific, do you start thinking about fouling? Both teams are in the double bonus. Green across the timeline, double comes, pass to the far sideline for Beatty. He couldn't grab it, and it goes out of bounds.
We've seen a few of those plays where the Bows have kind of fumbled to connect on some of those passes. If they're able to secure a few more of those possessions, they're able to make a few more shots.
Pacific trailing 72-63. Green on the run with the dribble against Beatty. Kicks right wing. Ralph thought about the three, drives instead. Stops to the low block. Kicks it near side. Koulibaly. Three at the angle. That's no good. Rebound inside though. Put back Washington. No. Loose ball. Fought for. Beatty wins it. And Eran Ganot puts his hands out and says, hey, calm down. 1:03 remaining. Hawaii leading 72-63. Washington left of the H logo. Double comes. Williams trying to dribble away from it, and he draws the foul. It's going to go against Ralph, who has now been disqualified with his 5th foul.
And that's a good look for the Bows. Ralph going to the bench with just under a minute to go. We've seen foul trouble throughout this game. It's something that both teams have been battling through, but ultimately Hawaii is looking like they are battling to victory. They have not had as many players needing to go to the bench due to that foul trouble, which is impressive. They likely picked up on defense a little bit, which we've seen throughout, and made it harder for Pacific to draw those.
17 points, 8 rebounds for Ralph, right around his averages in both categories. But his night is done. But that sequence, you had the missed three, had an opportunity for a putback inside Pacific, had 2 chances there. That really kind of deflated their chances. Tigers out rebounding Hawaii on the offensive end, 12-9. 2 free throws for Cody Williams that can help to put this one on ice. First one good. 73-63. It's the largest Hawaii lead. That's the first point for Cody Williams. 0 for 4 from the floor. Second foul shot. No good off the back rim. Rebound. Namiksha puts it in. 75-63, but hold on. They're going to put more time on the clock. It was at 52.6. They're going to put it up now to 53.5. Saw the official signal, the whirly signal, like usually go to review. It was just to say, hey, let's put some time back on the clock. 75-63, 47 seconds left. Fisher dribbling to the top of the arc, crosses over on Beatty before the shot. Lots of contact. Beatty's going to foul out here with the block call. Sorry, that's not his 5th foul. It's his 4th, I beg your pardon. But free throws, it stops the clock. Fisher goes to the line.
And I got to call attention to Gitas Namiksha on that offensive rebound on the free throw at this end. He has a really long wingspan. He used that to just reach right over Elijah Fisher, secure the ball, finish on the left side of the rim with his right hand. That was the nail in the coffin, I think, here tonight.
First free throw from Fisher misses. His night, 20 points, 6 rebounds. But most of it from the free throw line. He's 12 of 16. Second free throw, good. 75-64. They're going to pick up full court. Beatty can't get the inbound in, so Eran Ganot from midcourt calls a timeout. Hawaii has 1 left. Pacific has 1 left, even though the board shows 3. Both teams now 1 timeout left. That timeout called by Eran Ganot is brought to you by HCamp, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. Visit hawaiiconcussion.com. If you love shooting, this is not the game for you. If you love physicality, tenacity, unsung heroes, you came to the right place tonight, because we had all of that just without the 3-point shooting that basketball seems to be known for nowadays.
We saw last night, Coach Ganot talked about how his team had to shift when their threes weren't falling then. Tonight, they've done the same thing. They've been able to battle the physicality, meet it, and exceed it at times to ultimately push them over the top of the Tigers here as the game comes to a close.
Beatty will inbound to the baseline. Again, full court pickup from Pacific. Bounce pass goes into Marcus Green, twists away from a defender. Trap hasn't come yet. Green gets some space. Throws it. Oh, my goodness. Threw it near us. Away from his teammate and out of bounds. An unnecessary turnover with 35.4 left. You can sit to my left next time.
Right, I'll just try and catch it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a flinch there.
Would have been a wide receiver play right there in football if I could reach it. But
still, this is going to be tough for Pacific, down 11. 35.4 left. Fisher brings it across midcourt. dribbling on Beatty, leans, got away with a travel up with a right-handed 2, misses. Rebound, tap free. Namiksha's got it, wants to run ahead. Namiksha to the goal. Namiksha fouled on his way up. They weren't going to let him rip one down off the rim to close this one out. Fisher's second foul. Namiksha to the free throw line.
We've seen fouls and free throws be really key tonight. Pacific is just 18 for 27. They've missed 9 free throws, which would put them well closer to striking distance. And even from my experience, you never want to hear free throws being the reason why you're not as close as you could be in a game. But tonight, that seems to be one of Pacific's downfalls.
18 for Namiksha. He just knocked down the first free throw. A double-double for him. 18 points, 10 rebounds. Second foul shot short. Rebound corralled by Fisher. 20 seconds to go. Fisher up top, Kravakovic. Step back 3 over Namiksha. That's off the back rim. Beatty running in, can't get the rebound. It's picked up instead by Jones. Out to Kravakovic with 9. One hands it left to Washington. Washington in the lane. Goes up, a 2-hand jam, and Christensen, for whatever reason, didn't want to get out of the way and is called for the foul.
Even with several of his coaches up here just waving him off, trying to let them finish out the game. Obviously, Pacific wants to end on the best note they possibly can. But again, tale of fouls tonight. Both teams cannot escape it, even with 5 seconds left to go.
So do I want to swat it? Do I not want to swat it? What do I do?
Players always want to.
Free throw no good. Rebound for Beatty. Hawaii's going to let the clock run out, and the Bows will win the Outrigger Rainbow Classic on the final of 76-66. A 3-0 start for this new look Hawaii squad here in 2024-2025.
Really impressive showing from a variety of players. And I think, again, we talked about before this game, what was this Hawaii team going to look like? They had 2 tough exhibition games against Chaminade and UH Hilo. They came out this weekend, battled an NAIA team, and then had 2 convincing victories over Division I programs. This is a big start to the season for this new look squad.
Yeah, some people would say you use the word convincing. Convincing sounds like, they're blowout kind of games, but not necessarily. Convincing can be used, I think, in a different way, that they showed in their style of play that they can adapt and win. And maybe more importantly, they're learning how to close out games here very early.
That's for sure. I think that's where I meant with convincing is they were able to endure. Those 2 last games against San Jose State and Pacific here tonight didn't go the way they wanted it to. They were able to adapt, have some other players contribute in different ways that I think a lot of Bow fans will be excited about, because no matter what other teams throw their way, we saw this team's going to fight. They're going to battle down the stretch, and ultimately this weekend it paid off.
I don't know if the script said coming in that Hawaii would A, go 3-0, and B, find 44 bench points en route to a win to go 3-0 and start the year with a couple of wins over teams in the West region, out of the West Coast Conference and out of the Mountain West Conference. I'm sure if we ask Eran Ganat, he'll say, of course we drew it up that way. So we'll ask him that coming up here in just a little bit. Your final, Hawaii 76, Pacific 66. More to come here in a moment. This is Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Buying a car is no joke. Go to someone who takes you seriously. Go see Tony. With over 45 years of auto experience, Tony Group is the trusted destination to buy a new or used car. From EVs to SUVs and everything in between, Tony has over 1,000 vehicles to test drive, from popular brands like Honda, Nissan, Toyota, Hyundai, Jeep, Subaru, and more. Take your ride to the next level with Tony Group. Cruise over to TonyGroup.com or visit one of their 7 locations in Hilo, Kona, and Waipio across from Costco.
Dr. Jay Marumoto, the University of Hawaii's senior orthopedic surgeon, is Hawaii's leading expert in sports injury surgery. From the latest ACL Bear implant reconstruction to biologically enhanced rotator cuff and labral repair surgery, Dr. Jay Marumoto continues to bring Hawaii's athletes the most advanced surgical treatments to get them back in the game. Dr. Jay Marumoto and Orthopedic Associates, Hawaii's team physicians.
Hey, brother, what you doing?
Just trying to finish this light switch before the UH football game starts.
I help you.
Oh, thanks, Now, it should be easy. The guy at the hardware store gave me some instructions. Brother, the blue or the red wire?
Huh? This thing says green one.
What green one?
Oh, brother, you thought I fuck.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
I Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
4 3/4, 4 3/4, 4 3/4.
What is 4 3/4?
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union's 5-month certificate is 4.75 APY for 9 months. I don't want to miss out, so I'm burning it into my brain.
I got to remember that too. 4 3/4, 4 3/4.
Check out hificu.com today. Membership open to Oahu and Maui residents. Federally insured by NCUA. APY equals annual percentage yield. Rate subject to change without notice. $2,000 minimum to open. Money used to fund certificate must come from an external source. Penalty for early withdrawal. Fee could reduce earnings. Other rates available. Call for details.
I'm Hal. I'm Jerry.
I'm Kehao.
We got your lumber.
We've got your hardware.
Bring your lumber list.
Email us your list.
Bring me your blueprint.
We've got you covered.
Get a quote from us. Itagyuti listahan nyo kanya.
Get a quote from us.
Get a quote from us. We've got you covered.
We love our customers.
Go where the contractors go. Hardware Hawaii. Contractor's choice.
When you got the hungries, go to Young's Fish Market in Honolulu. Young's Fish Market is your headquarters for an extensive menu full of local favorites. Get the Lau Lau plate, Kalua pig, or the beef stew. How about tripe stew, pipi kaula, lomi salmon, and squid luau. Get 10% off for Military Monday, Senior Tuesdays 60 and over, or every day for EMS, law enforcement, and firefighters. Just show your ID. Visit youngsfishmarket.com, home of the famous Wow Lau Lau.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Final here, 76-66. It's Hawaii over Pacific to improve to 3-0 here at the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. Back with Rainbow Wahine basketball standout Callan Spiller. I'm Josh Pacheco. They are naming the all-tournament team as they've just handed out the Koa Rainbow Classic trophy to the Rainbow Warriors squad. Here is the all-tournament team. Before we go through the numbers and all that stuff, and we'll do a highlight from the all-tournament team's most outstanding player. But let's do the rest of the team. Donovan Yap from San Jose State. The two players from Pacific here, Elijah Fisher and Elias Ralph. Fisher certainly earned it tonight, and Ralph has had a good last couple of games. Tom Beatty and Marcus Green from Hawaii. Green certainly someone we should be talking about here quite a bit in our postgame. And the most outstanding player of this game is a guy who also has our highlight of the game, our play of the game, brought to you by Young's Fish Market in Kalihi at City Square, home of the Wow Lau Lau. Hey, defense coming from the most outstanding player. Here's tonight's play of the game. Washington trying to slow down the temperature here. Driving Fisher, bounce pass left. Ralph is hammered at the rim by Christensen, who says, knocks it away right at the goal as he was trying to create the poster. Tanner Christensen with the block. We went post-player privilege here in the broadcast to choose the player of the game, but it made it a little bit easier that Tanner Christensen's the most outstanding player. He finished tonight 14 points, 7 rebounds, 4 of 8 shooting, 6 of 9 from the free throw line. You said something previously, drew 10 fouls. And he was in foul trouble a little bit, but clearly the most steady of any Rainbow Warrior here on the floor over the last 3 days.
That's for sure. You noted those offensive statistics. I think the fouls drawn was key in this game. We saw that getting to the line was what put the Bows above the Tigers tonight, but he was also a key piece on defense. We saw with that block that was our awesome play of this game. We saw him being a steady presence on help defense, securing some big matchup victories in those little moments against their opponent players in the post. He was someone that was a consistent, steady presence for the Bows. They needed every single contribution that Tanner Christensen made tonight and throughout the weekend.
Yeah, and as we learned too, I mean, it can't all be him. And I think when you look at the way this game went, when Christensen was in a little bit of foul trouble, when Akira Jacobs was in a little bit of foul trouble, when Harry Ruliadef just had an off night tonight, you look at the bench production and you see 44 of Hawaii's 76 points came from those coming off the bench. numbers you don't see very often. Normally numbers you would say that comes from a team that is proven to be deep. We are still learning that question. Is this team deep? Can you take one game to say this Hawaii team is really deep? I don't know if you can answer that based on one game, but this certainly is maybe the game that gets you closer to the answer.
That's for sure. You can't base the rest of a season off of one weekend or just one game, but I'm sure it's a great moment for the coaches to be able to look at those numbers and say 44% of our points came from the guys who we said weren't our top 5 tonight, which is a really interesting finding. They're going to look down and see that other players can make an impact. We've seen a variety of players this weekend make an impact. So it's going to be who's going to step up each night. How deep that goes is yet to be seen, but I'm sure the coaches are feeling pretty good right now.
Did you just do some Ivy League math on the fly on us?
I almost went into the 2/3 exactly of their points were from the bench, which is pretty impressive. I was thinking about it, but didn't want to get into it.
Let's connect the final stats to tonight's result. It's brought to you by Young Brothers, connecting our island communities. Hawaii shoots 48% here in the game, 25 of 52, 3 of 17 from outside the arc. I think that's really the one number that you just didn't like to see. But, 2 of the 3 games here this weekend, Hawaii has not shot the ball well. Friday, I guess, was the anomaly. But again, you learn to play through it as this team is.
And think about once they get those 3-pointers falling, in addition to their inside and mid-range game that they've shown to be able to lead them to wins, if they have both of those things firing, which I'm sure they're able to tune up some of that 3-point shooting in the practice gym this week, could be some really good looks and high-scoring games for the Bows.
23 of 29 from the free throw line. We had a combined 57 free throws tonight. I thought you liked free throws.
Oh, we love free throws. I'm just looking at the watch, and that was a game that elapsed 2 hours and 15 minutes. A lot of stoppage time in there for the free throws.
What are we talking about?
Right.
Marcus Green, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 turnovers, sure, but 6 of 12 shooting active. He played 35 minutes off the bench, and there wasn't really any moment where you felt like, hey, we got to get this guy off the floor. You felt like you needed every single second of that 35 minutes and 43 seconds out of him.
He was someone that the Bows needed on the floor. Not only that, he stayed out of foul trouble. He ended with just 2 fouls tonight, and so I think that made a big impact as well. He plays really smart. On the offensive end, he found some gaps and windows that he could attack, took some shots that were really high percentage, and then on the defensive end, he wasn't having any ticky-tack fouls. He was playing tough defense on some tough Pacific guards and making smart decisions. So Marcus Green was someone who was in there throughout the night, making an impact on both ends of the floor.
And then the other one, Gitas Namiksha. Double-double for Namiksha, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 7 of 11 shooting. Again, this is kind of, I don't want to say again, it's kind of like Friday. He came into the game Friday. You could see the immediate spark. You saw it then on the offensive glass. He had 7 offensive rebounds on Friday. You saw him crashing. You saw him just kind of without thinking, just go, just get to the rim. But this time around, it was a little different, wasn't it?
It was. I do have to point to that very last memory of him securing that offensive rebound. After the free throw, he does have a knack for that, but he had 8 defensive rebounds, putting him at that double-double level with 10 rebounds on the night. He's just someone who hunts them. He's not afraid to chase it down. Some players will say, hey, I'm going to let my teammate get that rebound. He's someone who takes it upon himself to get himself in the right position to secure those boards, which is hard to do. It's really difficult to do that. For him to end up with a double-double here tonight, he was a key player for the Bows in this victory and throughout the weekend.
14.7 rebounds for Tanner Christensen. On the other side for Pacific, and one more, Hawaii did out-rebound Pacific 37-31, which I believe Hawaii has not been out-rebounded yet in the 3 games this year. Pacific shot 37.7% from the floor. They were a team that came in shooting 54. So they got that chopped down pretty good. 34% in the second half, 2 of 13 from outside the arc, 18 of 28 from the free throw line. They got there quite a bit. They really had to ride Elijah Fisher. They dealt with foul trouble worse than Hawaii did in this game, between Ralph, who ultimately fouled out. Gardner was in foul trouble early. Burke Smith off the bench was in foul trouble early. But Elijah Fisher was the constant, and his 21 and his 17 free throw attempts still was not enough.
Fisher was a presence out there for Pacific tonight. The Bows didn't have an answer for him throughout the game. He kind of took it upon himself to keep Pacific in that game. And down the stretch, we talked about that it was going to be a battle of endurance and who could prevail in those final minutes. The Bows didn't pull away until late in that second half. It felt like a close game until later in the game, largely in part due to Elijah Fisher.
17 for Elias Ralph. Oh, and to finish up on Fisher, 21.7 rebounds. He was 13 of 17 from the free throw line. But Hawaii's defense inside the arc, yes, there were a lot of fouls. And I think this in general, not just talking about the effort with Fisher, both teams made it really difficult three-point line and in. And that's why you saw the amount of fouls that you did. But that's what made it tough for guys like Fisher. If you were going to go up to the rim, there was going to be contact. Your arm was going to get hit. Your shoulder was going to get hit. Your hip was going to get hit. And you were going to have to endure one way or another. For him, it was to the free throw line, but he was also 4 of 15.
Right. And the way they endured was pretty interesting. Both teams had 40 points in the paint. That's a significant percentage of both of the teams' points there. And of course, I'm looking at my Ivy League math like I was looking at the wrong number earlier. Just did the math with Pacific. It's been a weekend for us too. But that 40 points in the paint, none of them came easy. Both teams had double teams on the post players. They had the fouls going on. It's hard to prevail through that. So pretty impressive for both teams to be battling.
17 points, 8 rebounds, 7 of 14 shooting for Elias Ralph before fouling out after 32 minutes. 11 for Lamar Washington, 4 rebounds, was 5 of 11 from the floor. Hawaii did have a few more turnovers, 12-8. Pacific had 5 more points off of turnovers. Points in the paint were even at 40. Second chance points, Pacific by 6. But again, you'll look at the bench points, 44-6. Hawaii ahead of that. Everybody except for Harry Rulideff scored. Hawaii played 9 in this game. And ultimately, I don't know that many people knew. You didn't know what you were going to get from this team in general. Now you learn, okay, this team can be physical. And it's not just Christensen, because everybody was coming up with the Christensen nicknames and all that stuff. But it isn't just him. There is a physicality type of identity that this group is kind of low-key bubbling up right now.
It is. They seem a lot more physical even than last year's team, where I feel like last year's team relied on some of that three-point shooting, outside looks. This team has been able to thrive in the paint in some of those moments where the energy is high, fouls are happening. They've been able to work together and battle through it, but it is really exciting to see them rise to the occasion and battle some great teams. We thought San Jose State was really physical. Pacific came out tonight. Hawaii matched and exceeded that to take home the championship.
76-66, Hawaii over Pacific in the finale of the 58th Outrigger Rainbow Classic. Eran Ganot will join us here shortly. Our player of the game, who, believe it or not, is not the most outstanding player of the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. That and more coming up. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hi, this is Tim Palms, General Manager of BMW of Honolulu. We're excited to be courtside with the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors this season. Like the Bows, BMW delivers unmatched performance and precision. Experience the ultimate drive at BMW of Honolulu. Now's your chance to get a slam dunk offer on any new in-stock 2024 or 2025 BMW. BMW of Honolulu is a proud sponsor of Rainbow Warrior Basketball on ESPN Honolulu. Visit us today at bmwhawaii.com. Go Bows.
At Dow Electric Supply, we're your local-based company with your needs in mind. We see the light in Hawaii, and rest assured, we are with you all the way. Our sales counter and will call are here to serve Hawaii's electricians, developers, utility companies, businesses, and homeowners. The Dial Lighting Gallery showroom is open by appointment only. Go online to www.dialelectricsupply.com. Open weekdays from 7 to 3. At Dial Electric Supply, we see the light.
Step into the future of banking at Hawaii USA's Kaka'ako Financial Center. Enjoy personalized consultations for personal and business banking, as well as cultivating new community initiatives in Kaka'ako at our new location in the Ali'i Shops. And with its seamless digital integration, see how Hawaii USA is making banking easier and more enjoyable. Visit hawaiiusafcu.com/kaka'ako for details or stop by. Hawaii USA. Life matters. Federally insured by NCUA.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
For nearly 125 years, Young Brothers has been connecting Hawaii residents and businesses with safe, frequent, affordable, and reliable inter-island shipping services. We connect local farmers with grocery stores and restaurants across the state. We move building and construction materials between islands so contractors can build homes for our kamaaina. From Nawiliwili to Hilo, we're not just moving cargo, we are connecting our island communities. Young Brothers.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii 76, Pacific 66. That's the final as Hawaii improves to 3-0 on the season and takes home the Outrigger Rainbow Classic Championship. I see Marcus Green, who's got the, I guess that Mana Award that they've been doing here this year, where they hand out a lei in the locker room. I don't remember exactly how it's determined. I think they have the assistants who take care of that, but they've had different ones every game. He's got several lei on as he heads over to the corner crew. Funny enough, because Marcus Green is tonight's player of the game for us. It's our player of the game, engineered by BMW of Honolulu, inviting you to take a test drive with the ultimate driving machine, where you will find exceptional offers. One of the things he did tonight was this. Washington